That was so controversial. Sir.
Sir!
Not a hero, he's a criminal.
Shut up! City. We're attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
Hello, sirs and madams. It's your buddy Admiral Teag. It's good to see everybody out there. I meant to turn off the camera. I turned off the microphone. Hello. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Welcome on board. 3,000 and a couple. It was still going up last time I looked. I'm so glad to have all of you here. Hello to everybody. And we made it. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. How did we pull it off? William, how did we do this?
But it's a mystery, and I don't like mysteries. Give me a bellyache, and I got a beauty right now.
Spark!
Find this man.
I want to thank everybody who's ever come by the channel, all of you who've joined the channel. We've made it to the big 3K, 3,000 subscribers. What an honor. All of you, sirs and madams, who have joined me. And if you haven't, now's the time. You can still join me, and you can join my community. Let's see who we got out there. Hello to the Dead Man is here. And hello, Susan Dolan. Oh, my gosh. You know what? I have a sound effect for you. Oh, I've been waiting for a while to use this one, but you know what? I have it here somewhere. Wait, hold on.
We have to send for Albert Einstein. Sir, he's very busy. Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
No, I meant this one. This is for you. You always play the music for me when I get into the Doomcock chat. You are the nicest person in the world. Thank you so much. We have also going on the Mars stream. Here's the deal. The best thing you could do if you're listening to the Mars stream, come on over to the beautiful world of Landscape. The Landscape stream is the one that I put out there for everyone to check out, and that is the best one to hang out in. And the goal tonight, of course, is 30 likes. But I want to thank everyone who ever subscribed to my channel. It started way back during episode 1 of the Rings of Power. I was watching that live and just describing and giving my reactions. I didn't really know how YouTube worked, but I don't know, an hour into it, I started interacting with this person called Turiel, and they were super nice to me, and they were the first person to ever join my channel. You know what, Susan? You are an exemplary member of the crew, and you always do your duty. All of us have done our duty. And you know what? We have saved Star Trek together. We've been through death and life together. The death of Star Trek. You know, Chris Gore's funeral was fun, and I don't have any problem with it. I'm not saying he was wrong. But, you know, from this death comes... But this death takes place in the shadow of new life. The sunrise of a new world. A world that Gene Roddenberry chose to nourish and protect. Whether or not it is right to debate the sacrifice of Star Trek, you know, all I can tell you is of all the shows to ever air on television, Trek was the most human. And quite honestly, we have a chance for good future TV Star Trek coming at us. I think that Star Trek United has a really good chance to be a good show. We'll talk a lot about that. And a lot of you are here because we have covered Enterprise from day one. So here I sit in the hat of an unpopular and failed NFL team. Ladies and gentlemen, I had been through so much worse before Star Trek ever got terrible. As a fan of the Jets, sirs and madams, let me tell you, there was absolutely no joy in my life as a fan of the New York Jets. And then, you know, the Jet game would end, and as a little kid, my dad would sulk and leave the room, and then Star Trek would come on, and it was like the Jet game never happened. Everyone would be happy. And, you know, it was a quality television show. And we're hearing things that are, you know, a rumbling on the horizon that maybe the people from Paramount, they want to be things that sounded pretty good on the surface. Now, we will hold them to honesty, and we're still going to go and we're going to follow the best shows. And we'll be watching Taylor Sheridan and, oh, wow, I just got a signal from the planet below. My friend is here. And you know what? We're going to beam him right to the bridge. You know him. You love him. He's been here for the Landman panel. It's Radioactive. Welcome to the new world.
Teag.
To the new world. 3,000 subscribers. And we're on against everybody. There'll be a raid shortly. We'll see what happens. There's like waves of engagement in and out from the Mars thing. I almost said the P word. The Mars thing, which is the weirdest thing. I'll figure it out one day. Tony and I were trying to strategize what Mars means and what to do with it. Welcome aboard, Radioactive. It's good to see you. I don't hear you though.
You don't hear me?
Now I do. Now I hear you. No, I hear you now.
Wow. Okay. I was going to say.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Teag 3K.
Now you're fine.
We're here. Teag
we did
3K.
it. What was it? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Somehow we pulled it off. You know what? This channel that started out like in 2020, this channel that was created off of a Gmail account like in 2011 that I started broadcasting off in 2022, or was it 20? Yeah, 2022, or the end of 2022, has grown to 3,000 and maybe a couple more. We were still going strong when I looked last. So let's see. I started the poll. We don't have that many votes yet, but there are 4 choices. And people, please take the poll and try the veal. You ready? How many subscribers did I have when you joined? Sir, under 500, sir. Sir, about 2,000, sir. Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. And, of course, you can like the stream and see the results. So those are your choices. I don't know. Radioactive, what would you answer?
On the poll?
Yeah. I think you were between 500 and 2,000, somewhere in the time between that. I would guess I had 1,200 when you came on.
1K something, maybe.
I had like 1,200 when you came on.
Was it? Okay.
I think I had 12 to 1,300. Yeah.
No, it's 2 years.
Yeah, things. It's 2 years, and
actually, it's a bit over 2 years. It's 2 years as a member, as exclusive membership.
You know what? We have to talk about that too. Do we want the Black Starfleet, the Starfleet on the Black, to go forward with the elite members to the 2-year level, and then like jump up a new badge for people who are in year 1, between year 1 and 2? Do you want to jump up all badges and have a new 6-month badge, or do we want to design a 2-year badge? Because we could have like a Yellowstone sheriff badge too that we could have in at some point, or like, you know, a 1923 Marshall badge, or they'll be like, maybe we could have like a barrel of oil or like an oil well as our badge for like year 2.
Interesting. Well, you know, it's ultimately your choice.
I'd want people to like have the
Well, maybe you
logo
should
they
have
want.
a poll.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like, well, I want people to sound off about it. We have like a while. It's already past the deadline. The 2 years was December 1st. The channel became monetized November 30th. So December 1st is the first time that the channel is around to do anything, and that's when it started. So we passed that one a while ago. This is like the big, like we're into year 2. It's you know, well in the books. Year 3 has begun. And you're like, God, like, is this year 4 of broadcasting, streaming already? God, it's so crazy. You'll like, sirs, madams, the ups and downs of being a YouTuber. You would never believe it. The things I've seen, you people wouldn't believe. Where I'm going, you won't need eyes. You know what? Star Trek United is getting a video pretty soon. I struggled with it yesterday and the day before. There's a lot going on in my life that I had to deal with. I'm just gonna make a video for Star Trek United. It's survived 2 rounds of publicity, and now Michael Sussman. Hello, Lemon Pie, and hello, Wallace Lang. Hello to all of you. It's great to see everyone here. This is the deal. This is 3,000 subs. Thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate everyone who's joined. And if you haven't, go ahead and do so. I would love to have you as part of my channel. We love the idea. Teag 3000 was a long time coming. Like every channel, it happened in fits and spurts. And like even at this moment, as we speak, Radioactive this morning when I woke up, we had stayed at 3000 for a couple of days. So that was weird, right? And like straight zeros, like after the 3. So that one was like weirding me out. Yes. And then what happened? They will call me a bed sheet wearing Wiggett for this comment, but I say yes. Teag 3000, Teag 3K. I made it. I did it, and I did it thanks to all of you and your love and power. You guys are freaking awesome. And you know what?
Does this mean we're gonna have a mystery Teag 3000 theater?
We basically do riff tracks all the time anyway, so I don't know. Let's ask sir, should we try like Teag Mystery Teag Theater 3000? I don't, you know what, people seem to think there's some sanctity to it. I don't know.
Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
A division of opinions. Who would think that Harrison and 47 would feel differently? It's strange, right?
It's shocking, actually.
It shocks me. Radioactive, your avatar is doubled on screen because you know what? You complete me. And hello, everybody. It's so great to see you, and it's so great to be at 3,000. And as you can see, we're chugging along. We're dealing with the weird mystery of changes. Come over to the landscape stream. You'll love it, and try the veal. It's great. Here's what's going on. The people from Paramount, you'll never believe this, Radioactive. They've said that they think that movies, a lot of the time, need to be fun for the whole family. And so some of the movies they've backed, like this movie didn't make much money, but like I don't know about the whole family, but if your kids are beyond middle school, they were like their last big Skydance movie that they're involved in that didn't like quite fly was they were big players in Mission Impossible Final Reckoning and Dead Reckoning. So very approachable.
You know, the funny thing is I actually enjoyed those 2 movies. I don't. Maybe other people,
you know what?
But I found them enjoyable. I mean, they were.
I missed too many movies in the middle. I didn't realize how far they had bent reality. Like, I did not realize that it was a normal conversation for their world. Like, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they did this little by little. But there was a conversation where they're like, so you need to clear the air out of your lungs, and then you get out of the submersible at 2 miles below the surface of the ocean, and then, you know, you free dive for 36 minutes straight down the whole time, you know, because you can't go up or you'll get the bends, and then you go into the submarine, but you can't take off the special suit or you'll freeze. And I'm like, Wait a minute.
Yeah, they
no,
stretch
he's going to have an
reality a bit.
oxygen.
They stretch reality a bit.
10 times, like 2.5 minutes is really like a feat of diving, free diving. It's 2.5 minutes is a feat. You and I would be really, if we could hold our breath for 2.5 minutes, wow, we would wake up 90 seconds. Yeah, we would wake up after 90 seconds. We would pass out, and 10 seconds later we would wake up. Don't try. But like pearl divers, maybe like 2 full minutes. I mean, it's not easy to hold your breath that long, and it's not easy to hold your breath under that much water pressure. Like basically when you get out of the diving bell at 3 miles beneath the surface of the water, be like, and then you'll turn to jelly, and that will be the end of our movie. Like the Titan submersible was down 2 miles.
To be fair, it's not meant to be realistic.
I understand what happened was they stretched reality a little further every movie from the Tower movie. The Tower movie didn't have anything to do with the rules of physics, but they tried to make things look visually believable. And I think
you know what? If I put my physics hat on and evaluated all the movies that I enjoy with that perspective, I wouldn't enjoy a effing movie.
That much is true. But
I would just run them all into the ground. I'd run all the Star Trek into the ground.
Physics works great in the final reckoning when they're having the biplane scene. There's no problems with that. It actually almost kind of makes sense. At least it tracks logically. Obviously, it shouldn't be happening, but it tracks more logically. They get away with it far more there. Like neither of those planes should be in the air for those last few minutes of flight.
Well, yeah.
No way.
But
although I do believe that Ethan Hunt could hold his breath longer than some other rando.
Well, we also have to keep in mind that
was a terrible way to kill their villain. That was obviously something they had to fix.
Films are more like the Bond films in a way. They're not really. They're more of a caricature. They're not like, say, the original
I don't know if
TV
Bond
series.
Was always quite as. I mean, Bond was like
a
different kind of satire. A different kind of satire. Like, I think we're supposed to buy in. Are we really supposed to be like, ha ha? That's hilarious when they're like, not 2 miles down.
Not comic relief funny, but it is satirical.
What a funny choice of words.
So,
but
I know.
So Sean, JT, Crimon, and Germ all have passes. I don't know who's going to be able to get here and when. The 3,000 thing, hey, it just sort of happened, and we're celebrating it. I couldn't be more thrilled. And again, I thank everyone who made it happen. And I just, whoever shows up, shows up. We have a crowded world now, and this new Mars thing is absolutely to be considered in the world of things. But you know what? Who congratulated me on 3,000 subscribers was the editor of what do you call it? I'm sorry, not the editor. The producer.
Moderator?
No, the producer of Star Trek Enterprise congratulated me.
Really?
Yes. The producer, hey, Devil6969, good to see you. Is that DevMag, perhaps? If Netflix take over Batman, it will become homogenous soft shit. I don't see them doing a great job. They seem to, although, like, show me someone who's done a good job with Batman for a while there, like that Robert Pattinson Batman movie. People like defend it a lot, and I won't knock it too much. There's moments about the movie I like, and the Penguin show obviously bails the movie out. And, you have to remember we hadn't seen the Penguin movie yet, but the plot holes, the broken off threads of the plot, the mess that it was in the middle there, the extra time, the Lord of the Rings ending, Battinson, the whole thing. And people like, well, he was a detective in it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get you. But like 75% of the time he's being a detective, he's perving on Catwoman, who lives with another woman that she makes out with, who then gets sniped, and then Catwoman doesn't care, if I remember correctly. It doesn't matter, no one cares. And then when we see our Catwoman, I mean, she can be good looking, but this version of Catwoman, they take poor Lenny Kravitz's daughter, and they don't comb her hair, they don't wash her off, they don't give her an alluring outfit. Goodness gracious me, they don't even pull the cigarettes and the gum out of her hair, radioactive. Did you see how horrible she looked as Catwoman? That poor girl.
I did finally see the movie here, I don't know, a couple months back, and
it's a little bit
with
of a mess.
all the negative, what's the right word? Review? Maybe not review.
Dead Man did help. The mixed reviews would be probably fair.
Yeah, mixed. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the thing.
It's about as bad as Fantastic Four, but not as maybe not quite as bad.
Well, you mean
as
which
Superman.
Fantastic Four are you talking about?
Not
new one?
Fantastic Four stick, but the new one. It's about as bad as the new Fantastic Four.
Well, I haven't seen the new one.
It's
That
pretty
just
bad.
didn't look didn't look good at all. Actually, there was
Here's
just
the thing,
way
it
too much
didn't
negativity.
look
that
very
would
good
even
at-
waste
look-
my time with it.
You had to buy into their vision of the retrofuturism, and I've come to see the retrofuturism as a cheap dodge for substance because people are so gaga over it. So it was retest sets from MCU shows, especially Loki. Also, they had their own new sets that were pretty freaking amazing. They had large, gigantic, cavernous sets like the Batman show did. And I think maybe the Baxter Building is supposed to be Avengers Tower. I just maybe it's the same building, or maybe
Oh, you think
maybe
they
it's the Empire State
refurbished and reused CGI as well?
No, I think that
Oh.
in their universe, the Baxter Building is where the Stark Tower would be.
Oh, okay. Well,
And I think it
maybe
was
I don't
always
know.
originally supposed to be the actually be the Empire State Building.
Well, given the way Marvel went with the MCU, I was just not interested in seeing any of them. So I kind of disengaged from Marvel after was it Infinity Wars was the last one? The last
Yeah, that's kind
relatively
of
decent one.
That crossed the line for me too because I had just seen Captain Marvel, which I was told was integral. The movie
wasn't.
The
wasn't.
thing is that movie did pretty bad, considering with the way it rolled out there. It made its $1 billion, but the protests were they weren't loud, but there was a lot of people calling it mid or bad right away. And the people who called it bad had some of the earliest successful big video essays. There's a great Mahler video about why it's a terrible movie.
Mahler's always making these slam dunk videos.
I would love to see a movie like Fight Club and American History X coming back. And you know what? Like spread it around. Let Spike Lee make another didn't he make Weird 25th Hour, which was still kind of watchable? I mean, we're going back 20 years. I mean, I don't know if he's done.
I don't know. I'm
Spike Lee is
I'm trying to
mostly
think what
misses.
Spike Lee films I've seen outside of Do the Right Thing.
Isn't that weird that Do the Right Thing is one of the most fair outlooks on race relations for that particular year ever? Their cops were poorly trained, not brutal. The neighborhood was out of control and to blame for what happened. They themselves were the cause of their own misery and forced the hand of the violence. He called out his own community pretty starkly in that. The cops were not painted as evil, merely inept and bugging out. Darth Gideon, our pal Gus. He's awesome in that movie. He's like, Sal, how come ain't no brothers on the wall? And he's a dick through the whole movie to all the people who are trying to be nice to him. And they burn down the only nice part of their own neighborhood. And it's just Sal's stubbornness that they're going to get it back. But that movie was pretty, a lot of unflattering black characters. He was willing to go there. And the two white people in the movie, the 5 or 6 white people in the movie, 2 of them are outright really good. 1 of them is sort of bad. And 2 of them are just inept. No one is terrible or horrible. 1 of them says the N-word, once. Really?
Yeah, that's probably right.
forced.
I just, it's been so long since I've seen that film too.
It's shocking that it's from Spike Lee. It's also 1989 is a really long time ago, sirs and madams. Whoa. Oh God! I drove to that movie.
I'm trying to remember what Spike Lee has done besides that film. I know he's done other films, but
he tends to be more interesting than good. And hello to everyone over on the vertical side. If you come to the streaming side, there are never any commercials live. There's only one in the first 20 minutes and one an hour as the policy for after the stream is live. So if you've come to a stream where you want to actually listen to the hosts and limited calls to much other than we need 30 likes, you know what? This is the place for you. And we take a chats. When it comes to Batman movies, you prefer the 2 with Michael Keaton as Batman. Those might be the best ones, although people do love the Christian Bale ones, and I think Devil 6969. I can't take that one away from you. The Christian Bale movies are really well made. Maybe the last one is a hair less good than the other 2, but like Anne Hathaway looks pretty hot. At least they got the idea of Catwoman right. The thing is, Anne Hathaway always looked like someone who was just a little too weird and maybe had bad breath. Didn't she?
In which? In general
All
or
things.
just in this?
In general, she had a super hot body. There was something about her eyes where she always kind of looked tuned out or too
You mean
happy.
was or still does?
She doesn't really have the hot. She's like 40. The thing is, she looks great for 50, but she's only 42 or something. She looks older than she is, but not. She doesn't look terrible. You would never think that right now Amy Schumer might have a better body. It's weird. She did like a ton of Ozempic. She's unrecognizable.
I think that's controversial, Teague.
Here's the thing: she shrank herself down, and now she could get like a pair of fun bags or something, and she would be like boobs on a stick. She took a bunch of Ozempic, and she's skinny. She's unrecognizable. Google her. I would say the biggest Ozempic success story though is still Monica Lewinsky. Did you see the difference?
No, I must
Sir.
say I haven't. It's weird
my
that way. I haven't
gosh.
paid attention to some of those the pop culture things as much as.
Yo,
I
Bill
suppose
Clinton
I
is
should.
now like he's like they know I'm pimping now. They know it. They know it. Everyone knows that I was pimping now. Peace, prosperity, and a little something, something on the side. Everyone wants to get with Monica now. Boys, bring me my old cell phone. I want to call Monica. Sir, you can't do that, sir. Sir, please sit down, sir. Let me call Biden. Yes, sir. We'll get you the Ouija board. The Keaton ones are classic. The second one, I don't know. It was so weird and so dark and so like there was so many like gaps in how things happened that it was a little strange. It was hard for me to pick up the pieces of how Selena turned into Catwoman. I can't really say that, but I can't say that out loud. But that is terrible if true. I don't know. Like we should not probably be changing Severus Snape. Here's the thing. J.K. Rowling will make you insane. J.K. Rowling will make you insane. She, on the one hand, she won't take that any woke crap, and she will be very, very like, how can I put it? The reverse of based. She's just gonna like do a few things that some people may think go a bit too far in a few places. So, like, on the one hand, she does not dig like the trans thing, and she gets very, very vocal about it, and that gets her a lot of shade, and she gets very controversial over that. Now, on the other side of the coin, she is super feministic and otherwise holds mostly left-wing beliefs, which is so that like the whole J.K. Rowling thing remains eternally confounding. Because one moment she'll say something you'll agree with, and then the next moment she'll say something that's rather, maybe extreme. And it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on, because she doesn't care for a whole bunch of extremist stuff on the left. But there's stuff on the left that she's just fine with. She doesn't believe in pronouns, and she's not down with X-Men in women's places, I guess would be one genteel way of putting it.
How is she with adjectives, adverbs, and
she thinks it's nonsense.
She's not down with any of those words either, right?
She won't do that.
She won't do adverbs.
She might respect. Like, here's the thing: if you're nice to her and she's hanging out with you and she runs into you and you're from that community and you don't confront her and you're not an asshole to you, she may indulge you and use your pronouns because she's not confrontational or an activist.
Yeah, but
right?
I understand that. I want to know about
polite.
the other parts of the sentence, though. I want to know about what about conjunctions?
She is absolutely for most articles of speech.
Oh, okay, all right.
Although I have heard it said that if you home in her writing style, that she tends to concentrate on substance-free descriptors that are ambiguous so much of the time that it becomes redundant, and it's actually every sentence begins to feel like filler in a way you can't unnotice.
Okay. I never read the books. I did see the films.
I never read the books. I never saw the films.
The films actually weren't well. When they first came out, I thought, "Oh, these are kids' movies," and then I don't know. Somehow ended up watching one or the first one on. I think I rented it or something, and I was surprised. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. And then I started watching the films. They actually turned out to be pretty good. Can't say anything about the books, but the films were pretty good.
The first batch of films were highly reviewed. They had a cast that people found likable, and they were cute little kids. And then I don't know if they're still making movies, but they grew into cute little adults. I guess most of them.
Well, the films obviously it follows their whole
it sticks with them till they're in their 20s, right?
Through like basically about the age of about 10 or 12 through
I want to compliment how
21.
good looking the actress was for a while there. I haven't seen what she looks like in a while, but I want to compliment how good looking the actress was there without being like a perv. It's like I don't want to be like, oh, not Penny Robinson. You know what I mean? It's like you calm down there. Although, like, both what was her name, Amanda Carpenter and Lacey Charbet, grew up to be good looking. Although there's like 2 more Penny Carpenters or Penny Robinsons out there from fucking Lost in Space. There's so many Lost in Spaces that didn't work out there. Radioactive, when Hollywood sends us their Lost in Space, they're not sending their best anymore. They're not sending Joan Lockhart. They're not sending Dr. Smith. They're not sending Bill Mooney. They're sending Joey from Friends.
Wasn't June Lockhart?
Wasn't
She Spock's mom as well?
No, I think that's someone else.
Was it? I can't recall.
I don't remember the name of it.
But she
if it was
did
June
play
Lockhart, I think we would have known. No, she's in Lost in Space. It's on at the same time.
No, I know
she brought him into Star Trek. It's TNG, right?
No,
she might be in TNG or Voyager.
I thought
or
she
DS9.
was in the original series. Okay, now I'm going to have to look.
Yeah, check out her IMDb. Let's find out that one. Good to see everybody here. Welcome, sirs and madams. Try the veal. The landscape view is commercial-free when live. I love you all, and it's great to have 3,006 of you wild landmen and Star Trek fans with me. We had a simple mission to show people how great the show Enterprise was. That mission has now grown into like an entire Saturday night. And for me, an entire Saturday. Saturdays, Admiral Teag wakes up early and watches the episode of Star Trek and decides whether or not he can cut a video for it in time. Because you know what? Having watched it the week before, I'd been considering it, and I make the final decision that day. Whether or not it can be a video or not, if I can make a video essay of it. Some of them, we just can't. Stormfront, it was filled with Yahtzee logos, sir. You know what I mean? When you have people, giving you problems, and we won't have as many problems as we used to have, I don't think. I think things are about to get a little easier. You know what?
Okay, she wasn't in Star Trek. She was in Babylon 5.
I thought so, because Bill Mooney's in Babylon 5. The Lost in Space reunion has a component on Babylon 5. I have just put something very controversial in private chat. Tell me what you think of that, but without saying what it is.
Interesting.
Isn't it great?
That is very interesting.
Very controversial, sir.
Very controversial.
So much stuff going on. I guess about a month from now, there'll be a big controversy about it. But I want to thank everyone who helped me get to this point, and that starts with each and every one of my subscribers, all of you. And the first one was to Uriel, and I hope you're out there, and I hope you hear this to Uriel. And then there's all of you who are here right now hearing my voice. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. We've been through death and life together. Star Trek will be back. There's going to be probably in 2026, and I hope they kind of hold it to like maybe summer 2028. Or like 2027, rather. Spend a little more time, unless you have a really strong script. The movie for Star Trek is coming out. It looks like Paramount is a go with the people from Spider-Man No Way Home. Or no, Homecoming, I'm sorry. That one's not as terrible as the second one. It has something to it. And they're dealing with an utterly broken Spider-Man who is completely different from the Spider-Man we knew. And the movie isn't that bad. if you can accept this Iron Man Spider mashup they give you, I don't know. Radioactive, were you able to watch that first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie? Only 5'4". Did you know that? Him and Harry Potter.
I didn't recall that he was 5'4".
I
didn't
just
know his
found
height,
that out.
Let me see. Which one was okay? Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's the first one with him. Where
Okay, and that's the one
got
with
his own
Marissa Tomei, right?
Mel Torme's daughter.
Yeah. So I think I did see that one. I saw the first one. I don't think I've seen
That's
the
the
other
first
two.
one where he's developing the relationship with Iron Man, who's kind of like the father he didn't get to have, and they use that to fill in the gap of Uncle Ben. And like the movie at least does a decent job of putting a few pieces together of what this broken Spider-Man character that they just fastballed into the Avengers movie. Is it Civil War? Where we see Spider-Man first? Whichever movie we see Spider-Man in first, where they have that big battle at the airport.
He may have been in that one. I'm trying to
I think
recall
it's Civil
now.
War.
Was he in that
Civil
one?
War is the battle in the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was in that one. Chat probably can confirm.
Chat will confirm.
Susan Dolan's saying that that June Lockhart did play Spock's mom. If I'm reading that right. I thought she did. I don't see it listed in IMDb for some reason.
If it was
Maybe I'm
just
just
a one-off
missing it.
appearance and
It was Journey to Babel. That's the one. Yeah.
asking
Okay,
AI.
yeah, they did say it. Yeah, it's Civil War. So he was in Civil War. So that's
Okay,
20...
yeah, that's they throw this Spider-Man at us guys, this Spider-Man is a fucking mess. He's a mess. The original Spider-Man we get is just like a disaster of a Spider-Man. He's got all the spider powers, and they leave it at that. He's got the web slinging gear this time. No more organic web juice. That's been phased out. And we get this different Spider-Man, and he's just throwing at us. They did a decent job considering where that Spider-Man was coming from. Honestly, where that one was coming from. That movie, for him, Homecoming, it wasn't great, but it was all right. Like, I enjoyed it. It had moments. It wasn't like the worst one. Yes, he takes down Ant-Man, and also like I think he like while he's fighting, he's like, "I'm really sorry. I wish I didn't have to fight you." And he keeps saying things from movies that aren't that old, but they're old to Spider-Man because Spider-Man's only like 17. So he's like, "I saw it in that really old movie, Star Wars." And he's just like cross-selling all the Disney stuff. I prefer Tobey Maguire to Wallace Lang. I absolutely do prefer Tobey Maguire. But it's not. But one thing that isn't controversial is that all of you and I have had some really great times. We started out with Rings of Power, and we found out that Rings of Power was like a self-solving thing that just went away. We tried messing around with She-Hulk. The market for She-Hulk punditry was pretty rich, so for a very small channel, I got some views and started getting noticed, and then people started building up. So then I flushed the She-Hulk stuff because it sucks. And like some of the big joining events, like Loki, for some reason, the Loki season 2 got a lot of people interested in the channel. There was a lot of people who liked that one. 1,500 views just out of nowhere. And like 40, 50 people joined the channel. That was pretty cool. And then with the follow-up on that one, it was a little less every week, just like the show. It's like 40 people will watched during like the 1 hour analysis, and like it like built up to like 600 for episode 2. And like we were baked in live to like 40 to 70 views for like the hour and a half. But like, honestly, by the time we got to the end of Loki, that story was so helplessly broken that no one was paying attention. People might have tuned in at the end to see how they fixed it, and they fixed it better than I've seen worse repair jobs, is all I'll say. It was dumb. It was really dumb. But the first season was so much stupider. It's so weird to have seen these streaming shows now. All of them have a weird episode 4 or 5 sort of thing where they want to set up episode 5 like a big deal by having episode 4 be like this event that makes you need to see episode 5 so that the story can continue. And we've seen people tee it up all different ways. The person who does it the best, I guess, is Taylor Sheridan. Seems to keep it even more than anyone else and not have that episode 4, episode 5 itis, except notably in season 2 of 1923, episode 4 and 5 kind of were like, yeah. It's like, that was when we started to come to terms with the idea that things were going to go really slowly in 1923. That story was stuck in. Having just watched 1883, to see them get stuck in the same part of Texas again for what, like 4 episodes, and Spencer's just like drifting around north of the Brazos River.
That's right. You got to get that Brazos River to make it a good Yellowstone show. Is what I found out.
And
it ain't Yellowstone unless it's Brazos.
Like, what was the high point of some of those middle episodes of Yellowstone that he got pizza? It was 1923 wasn't the worst show. It wasn't like there were no outright terrible episodes unless you ask Crimlon, Crimlon hated Alex.
Yeah, he's got it in for her. He had it in for her.
Alex, we found out, like, season 1, Alex was this dynamic and interesting international, like, thrilling sort of character. But the thing was, like, she was with Spencer all the time when she would go to Africa. When, like, we traveled across Africa with the two of them, and they got attacked by, like, a rogue elephant, and then they walked in the footsteps of, like, the earliest mankind and, like, an old lava flow and, like, all sorts of crazy stuff, like. And, like, Alex was fairly interesting, but once we separated her and Spencer, which I now believe was a cost reduction move, I now see these Taylor Sheridan shows, and I realize that Jacob Laughlin and Julia Chavez, who plays Ariana, their stories, just those characters, those actors, they're good actors. They're really up-and-coming good actors, but they're new. They're young. They might command more than most other young actors, but compared to Sam Elliott, like, we can only have him in every other episode for 5 minutes. He's so expensive, right?
Well, maybe. You tell me. I don't know what his going rate is. I'm sure it is more expensive, obviously, than a lot of those others. So
you can get a whole season of Cooper for probably 20 minutes of Sam Elliott. Sam, like Cooper is inexpensive, right? He's new, he's unproven, he's a new actor. He does have a couple of shows. I mean, he is delivering with the acting. What Taylor Sheridan is pulling off better in this show than he did in 1923 is that it was very hard to care about Tiona. It was more about, it was a ghastly and horrible tale of this priest who is so evil and, like, basically the bad lieutenant tale of priests, and like as you said, like, maybe they were being it was so badly done that it could fairly have been taken as anti-church or anti-God. I don't think it was. I think what happened was he had a good historical angle, and then, like, it slipped the leash, budget got out of control, and then he couldn't figure out how to, like, wrap it up. Jerm noticed that, like, people look different in the second scene where they free her in jail. He thinks they wrote themselves into a corner and had to kill off one of the marshals after they had filmed the scene because they screwed up continuity. He made a really good case for continuity screw-up.
We know that there was mistakes made in there because it didn't make any sense. There was a definite disconnect. I mean, anyone that was actually, like, well, of course, you wanted us to watch it more as reviewers to critique it. So all of a sudden you
tried to divorce it from stuff like, hey, you know, that car has inflatable tires. Inflatable tires didn't show up till 1931. Like, yeah. But,
yeah, kind of like when we found out that the trains could take you straight to where they were building the
Yellowstone. Right. And this is the thing. In 1883, by the end of 1883, because of the bad geography and the fact that Radioactive found out that they came from Kentucky, you could have gotten on the train in Lynchburg and gone to Helena, Montana, and been fine. fine, or gone to the destination they had wanted to go in the first place, and been absolutely fine. Fine. The Guardian War's over for years. Custer's Last Stand was an outlier that shocked everybody, and even that is like
10 years
before, 7 years
is
before.
a good 10 years earlier, I think. Wasn't
It's
it?
1876.
76. Okay, I was thinking
June
73,
20 something, 1876. Because here's the thing. The country got the news on the 4th of July 1876 on the centennial.
Yes.
That's why it was such a big deal. Also, this is another thing that we should know. Custer, he had help from the aliens. We'll get to that later. But welcome everyone.
Are we talking about the undocumented off-world American aliens?
There are some undocumented off-world American aliens, but you know what? The dead man said it.
The word decent doesn't apply to me.
You know, when I saw that moment, I was like, "Oh my God!" Every moment of that confrontation, like a moment before that, he's like, this is Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, Timothy Dalton, and like all of their
Okay, so
allies having this final
aside
confrontation.
from everything else with that show, who do you think did the better job of those three veteran actors?
They fucked up his story, but the best acting was Timothy Dalton because the story was so bizarre and he was still able to be commanding. But maybe, quite honestly, the best job overall, because it was so appropriate and it was such a shock, is Harrison. Harrison Ford was powerful as Jake Dutton. He was frightening as Jake Dutton for the first time since maybe since the end of Return of the Jedi, where he was comic relief. You know, for the first time in a long time, Harrison Ford's dangerous and scary. He's slapping a gat to the neck. He's making threats. He's like, he leaves people to their fate tied to their horses with neckties tied to trees, so to speak. Like that Old West trope thing.
So
Like
you
the
think he
horseback,
finally decided he had something he felt worth doing actual acting in?
And here's the other thing: they didn't do a lot to accommodate him. The director seemingly was just like, it's. By the way, one of the rumors, and I think I got this from Film Threat, or at least they re-reported it. The allegation is going around Hollywood. A lot of these older actors, especially the ones in Taylor Sheridan shows, it's because they're broke.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, Harrison is really old, right? I mean, so
Yeah,
good for him.
what did he do with all his money?
He owns like trackless amounts of land in like Montana himself or Dakota or something like that. Remember, Harrison
Probably.
Ford
Well,
doesn't
he has.
do
I
as
know
much
he had.
Hollywood as other people.
Well, I know he has land in Wyoming. I don't know. If
That's
he has
what it
any-
is. Then he has
Yeah,
land
'cause
in
he's
Wyoming,
down near-
and
he's
that's
down
where he
near
tries
Jackson
to stay
Hole.
out of trouble and crash planes.
Yeah, he likes to crash planes on his private property and near Jackson
or on a
Hole,
golf course.
I think.
Or did he not crash his plane on the same golf course that they filmed the Aviator on with Leonardo DiCaprio, where they filmed the plane crash scene?
Well, I don't know. I don't
true.
know that
I
piece
think
of
that's
trivia,
true.
but I do know he crashed his plane. I think twice, and then I think they quietly
They
told
finally
him.
made him stop flying.
Yeah, I think they quietly said, Harrison, you're not as good as Han Solo anymore. You might want to like ease back on the stick and sit over in the control tower for a bit, like a long while. So it's hard to say, but I think he's retired from flying, I would assume.
Happy birthday, Susan Dolan, who is a Gemini, I think, on June 25th. I don't know the Zodiacs that well. DC knows them better. Am I right? You're close to the cusp because it's the 21st when it changes over, I believe.
Well, wait a minute. We need to get DC in here to sing Susan Dolan happy birthday then, right?
Right. I mean, it's more than 6 months off. Her half birthday is coming soon. We'll sing it on. We'll sing
wait. Okay, it's half birthday.
Susan, come back on Christmas. I will sing you half of Happy Birthday. Harrison, and you're okay. A Cancer. Here's the thing. I'm like right around that time too, and I don't know when it changes over. So my birthday is in that same general area. I'm on the cusp of both. So now you know when my birthday is. But it's great to see everyone out there, and it's great to have 3,006 subscribers. It's something I never thought I would have as I watched that first episode of Rings of Power, and you would think that like Rings of Power would end up being like my Doomcock like mission, but the punditry and the show took care of itself. It was so bad. And the first thing I discovered was, oh, it's the Star Trek Discovery people, because I recognized the names as I'm watching it. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I was like, wow, there is like I came here for, to stand up for Tolkien, but this show isn't even going to put a dent in his legacy. No one's going to want to watch this. And I was right.
Speaking of bad shows, are you planning to watch Hogwarts?
Sean has said that we need to let the subs decide whether or not I should watch Hogwarts Academy.
I know there's some other big channels that are watching Hogwarts. Apparently, they're going to watch the whole series, whatever that means.
Who's they?
Well,
DC,
I know. No, I don't. I don't know if DC's going to watch it. He might.
I listened to PCB last night, and I didn't hear it come up as like being reviewed.
I think.
How many bad things can you do to Douglas?
I think FNP's reviewing it.
The thing is, if they want to have a review of Star Trek Academy, they'll be able to get it right from Sean.
Oh, you mean DC and Company? Yeah, PCB. Yeah, that's true.
And DC, I know you like having Jill on, and she knows Star Trek and all, but like the idea that you need a Star Trek expert when you have Sean sitting right there, he has PhD level Star Trek. I don't know if DC's aware of that one, man. Like DC, talk to Sean about Star Trek. He knows everything about Star Trek. You know what? I don't know how much time like they have to just hang out. Like I don't like Sean met Dixon Cider.
Yeah, that was news to me. I didn't know that.
Sean's good nights are always interesting. Sometimes he shouts out his models. Sometimes he shouts out this show, and I'm always grateful when he does. And sometimes he tells little stories like he shouted out Dixon Cider, and I thought that was a great story.
Yeah, that was. I didn't realize they
of all the
they
places
were
in the world to live within walking distance of Dixon Cider.
Yeah,
I walked over here today. Who are you hanging out with, sir? Dixon Cider? Excuse me? I have told Dixon Cider. I have told Dixon Cider over and over that he was the funniest. 1890 was Wounded Knee and coincided with the census where they declared the West settled, when the idea became that America as a melting pot. Yeah, that was like the last battle of the Guardian Wars, but it was like an outlier, weird breakdown in military command, and that was just like, what was it, like the last like stand of a political army, right? Like a political state militia with like state legislatures as officers went absolutely effing fucking insane. And why did I say both? It went absolutely fucking insane and killed like all these like, Guardian women and kids and behaved really savagely. And I think this is what really the turning point is this. You know what I think really makes a difference? And this has been said by many historians. What do you think of this, Radioactive? Mankind has been shying away from war ever since decently developed modern photography. By 1890, it's looking fairly real photographs.
The reason being which? That
war is ugly.
Very
ugly that when you show, hey, Trek Reviewer, welcome to 3,000 sub stream, sir. It was the Sioux. You know what? Just because they were good litigators doesn't mean they had a right to. You know what, counselor? You may sue us on behalf of the Guardian, the Guardians who live here. What would we call the Sioux? The litigator tribe?
Oh, I thought the litigator tribe was a separate tribe.
The Sioux would be the litigators, right?
I thought the Sioux would just be the Sioux tribe.
How hilarious would that be if like they went after Atlanta and they changed their name to like the Atlanta Litigators?
There you go.
Did anyone ever walk up to the Sioux and be like, fuck you, man, tort reform? You bastards. It's good to see you all. I have no interest in watching Starfleet Academy because everything Kurtzman New Trek is just a big pile of excrement. It absolutely is.
Yeah, but we need to find out who goes into which house through the sorting transporter. I mean, that's the whole
Hey,
reason.
buddy
Why.
is
Wait,
here.
by the way, did you watch that 4-minute extended trailer by chance? Did you happen to
No,
see
I
it?
couldn't. I was so horrible.
Oh man,
But I want
that.
to.
I mean, you know why you would almost need to watch that whole thing, whatever that pilot is just so you can do a comparative analysis between how bad that's going to be compared to Kurtzman Robbins' Section 31 flavors.
If I don't have to
And then
watch it alone,
determine
if I
which
can
one is
watch
the
it with
worst.
my, if I don't have to watch it alone, if I can watch it with my friends the way I watch Starfleet Section 31, I'll be fine. If
Well, just
Sean
don't have
watches
a Type 0 phaser next to you, and you should be
God,
okay.
I would delete myself. Really, I would. You know what? The more things change, the more they say the same. Please like the landscape stream. If you want to like both, that's fine. We love the likes. They're really appreciated. However, after the show, I do get rid of the vertical stream. It doesn't have much rewatchability, and the stream of record is the landscape. They are like disappearing things left and right on the YT Red Band channel, and this is a YT celebration. It's only on YouTube. But like they are doing strange things. There is so much afoot. The last 3 months has been the most confusing and frightening it's ever been. Every week, scarier and scarier with the crazy rules and regs. Channels not knowing why they're getting struck, disappearing. People with millions of subs. Who knows who's next? Let's see. The 1890 was Wounded Knee and coincided with the census. We got that one. Susan Dolan says. The Army retaliated back at Wounded Knee after Little Bighorn. The entire Sioux and Cheyenne nations were what Custer rode smack into. The Cheyenne were Confederates of the Sioux at the time. There's a long time between those conflicts, though. 1876, and then 14 years later. I guess, you know what, like, that doesn't, it's not that crazy that people would still be holding the grudge. It really isn't, because the battle becomes more and more infamous, and, the two most misrepresented battles maybe in our nation's history, one of them's not an American battle. Radioactive, would you say that the popular vision of what happened at the Alamo is almost completely wrong?
Well, if by popular
Kind of a
vision,
military failure. They were brave, but it was a military mistake. It was a
Have you
series
ever
of
been to
bad
the Alamo?
military mistakes. Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've been to the basement, too. I have actually been to the Alamo. When I was at the Alamo, to give you an idea how long ago it was,
people realize it is
it's
not
tiny.
It is not big at all.
The courtyard of the Alamo is 200 to 400 feet across, maybe.
If that, I
If
wouldn't even
that.
put it that big. Oh
You
no,
could throw a
I mean, 400
baseball
feet
back
is
and
like the
forth
length of a
to
football
someone.
field. I would say it's smaller than those.
Much more than that. It's
Yeah,
probably 20 yards
maybe
across.
half.
It's 70, 90 feet. Maybe. You could play a game of catch in there.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do
You
that.
could not play baseball. You would be able to hit it out of the Alamo. Here's how long ago I was there, Radioactive. It was outside of town.
Well, I don't know about that.
It was
That's
like right on the edge.
You mentioned that to me one time before that was the case, but I would disagree with that.
It's so long
'Cause
ago
it's near the
that
center
I
of
can't.
town.
It definitely is like in Midtown now. It wasn't like far from anything, but it wasn't like in Midtown at that time that I remember it being.
Okay.
But then
well,
again, like it is so long ago now. It is
did
so
they have the
long
river
ago
walk
now.
there when you went?
The river
Or was
wasn't
that
there yet.
new?
They didn't put in the river until a couple of years after I was there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The river was yet to be installed. I was there with JFK. I was
Oh,
there
all right.
with Jack and Jackie. And let me tell you, man, what a mess. Her dress was a disaster after that. You think Monica had a terrible dress. But maybe that should be the next like Teags Intense Talk Show question. Like biggest Ozempic success story. Monica Lewinsky, Amy Schumer. All right.
Well, you could put that as part of your new Teague Award show. You know, the Teague Awards.
The Teag Awards, the movie of the year the movie that brought us together would be Snow White. Krimlon making me go to Snow White was hilarious. Disparu is reviewing it too. Yeah, I might make. I think it. I just don't know if I have the clout, and I mean that in the purest form of the word. I'm not big enough at 3,000 to survive talking about Star Trek Academy, and here's why. We have a they them Hadar. We have a high school like bunch of kids. They're not much older.
Yeah, Hogwarts.
Well, I
Despite
mean,
Hogwarts.
they're not going to date like, heteronormatively.
Yeah,
If
well,
there's
we don't know
if
what
there
they're gonna
is
do.
what we call a cis couple, you know that one of them will die or that it will be a cautionary tale against cis dating. They will idealize all the they, thems, and the gay people, and it'll be overrepresentation once again. We will have a gay Klingon. I am so sure that Klingon is gay.
Okay, but which one's going out with the Tribble?
That's all of them.
I
All
know,
of them.
right? They're probably all getting
All
on,
of them.
getting their
All
freak
of them.
on with the Tribbles.
All of them, yeah. And here's the thing. So we've got that going on in Star Trek. It's absolutely crazy. Well, no one really wants it. And I don't know if you can make a video essay about young, dating, non-heteronormative, weird agenda Star Trek. That said, if they hand me like the world's perfect joke, and I can, because like what I'll just do is I just will not. I will mention that they have their agenda, and I will mention the message. But I'm staying away from any of their like soap opera dating lines. It's like as I sit here saying this, I'll end up doing it. Like I said, I would never watch the dancing for Strange New Worlds, and I did watch the dance show for Strange New Worlds.
And you survived it.
The things I do for you guys. And you know what else I did for you guys? I became, and I love Disparu. Disparu does more Star Trek than anyone else now. I advise everybody to get with Disparu. If you haven't followed Disparu, he is a really good creator. He runs with the other crew, I know, but he is a really good creator. I've been following him since he was a wee lad with like 5,000 subs. I've always loved his stuff. He makes great videos. He can turn around a video faster than anyone else. His videos are often longer than the show. He's as good at them as Drinker, if not even better. Like he has his own style. I don't even try to touch what Disparu does, and you'll love watching the videos because he's from the part of England where the Beatles are from. So he's like, looks like Loki's gonna go fuck himself, you know. It's like, it sounds like Paul or Ringo, you know what I mean, when he talks. I love Disparu stuff. I really do. There's a lot of YouTubers I love, and Disparu is one of them. And hello, Gavin. Gavin, there are 3,000. There are 3,000 of us. You know what? This is our own ship, and we're going to take it. You know what? There are some of us who said that, Star Trek died, and they gave up. And they stopped, and they lost heart, and then we saw stuff like Section 31, and Strange New Lows, and you know what, Radioactive? Remember when we were asking ourselves, are those who gave up on Star Trek? Are they the lucky ones? Are they the smart ones? Right? Are we the idiots? Is that what the problem is? And then, out of nowhere, and by the way, I would like to thank the producer and writer of Star Trek Enterprise, Mike Sussman, for his congratulating me on 3,000 members. Thank you, sir. And good luck with Star Trek United, a show which would bring Star Trek back to where it really belongs. Star Trek movies, sounds great. Great stuff. But Star Trek, I want the television side shored up first. And this is setting up to look pretty good. Because if we do what I have always said needed to be done, and since I came on the scene and promised to save Star Trek, I have been called crazy until about 6 months ago when people shut up about that one. All right, this is what happened since I said we could save it. Star Trek Discovery, done, gone. Strange New Worlds, canceled. It will be finished. I predict they condense it down to half the amount of episodes, and then we get rid of it in 2026. I don't think it goes to 2027. I think they just finish it off. Star Trek Prodigy, gone, done, finished.
No.
Short Treks, gone, done, finished.
You mean Soy Trek, Teague? Because it's not real Star Trek. We both know
Soy
that.
Trek.
It's
is not
artificial.
Real Star Trek.
It's like it's a fake version of Trek.
We were joking around. We said, "Do we make Star Trek great hats again?" And like everyone was agreeing, it's like we would have to say make Star Trek.
Yes,
again.
make Trek great again. No, wait.
I think just put it on make Star Trek again.
Make Star Trek again. That's
just
the way.
Don't change anything. Just make Star Trek again.
Yeah,
they didn't make Star Trek. Just make it again. I'm a Mister. MSTA. Make Star Trek again. I'm part of the Mister movement. That sounds like no, ma'am. I think we can work with this one. We've got some branding going on, Radioactive. Guys, we have hit 3,000 members. If you haven't joined, you should. And try the veal. You know what? We also have a great Saturday night Star Trek show where we are still watching the final season of Enterprise. After the final season of Enterprise, we will be going into the original series, although in just 2 weeks, we'll be watching our first original series show. We're going to take a little break from Enterprise, and I think for New Year's, we should probably watch, you tell me, Radioactive, what do you think of this one? The Cage.
Ooh, boy.
Because it's the first Star Trek, right? And it's just...
Yes.
As 26 and the 60th
depends on
anniversary.
who you talk to. I know a certain YouTuber who says that The Cage is not canon. I won't say who it is.
The Menagerie is canon. The Cage is not. It has to be though.
Oh,
remember,
very controversial.
At the end of The Cage, he's fine. At the end of the Menagerie, he's a mess. Although I guess he would have been fine at the end of The Cage. But the thing is, The Cage also, like, let's call out some of the problems with The Cage, and therefore, and by extension, the Menagerie. In the Menagerie, Spock is smiling and giggling. He's a little girl.
We already determined why he's smiling, because he was young and single, and by the time of the Menagerie, okay, he's on the verge of divorce. He knows it's going to cost him a lot of coin. Okay.
That's what he meant when he said, where I come from, we don't have money. He's talking about what happened after his divorce. Like,
That's right.
He left off the anymore.
That's right.
But he's got it right. This is the way I say it, too. Oh, my God. It's Sean Carter. Sir! Well, sorry I can't
Sean,
join
you're
today,
supposed to be here.
A penny for every sub.
What?
Congratulations, sir. Thank you, Sean. Sir, I appreciate it very much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate how much you've done for this channel and how much you've done for me as a friend. And I have some of the most beautiful...
And notice it's 3000.
I was noticing that. And I was thinking that means we have to play this. You ready? Here we go.
Sir, we have to send for Albert Einstein. Sir, he's very busy. Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
The Sir Supercut, right? You got to play that one. Sean, thank you, buddy. You know what? The channel really, it was on its way to past 1,500 when the Star Trek started going consistently. We had been doing almost any movie or military movie or Star Trek every Saturday night for a good long time. And I had my Star Trek show. And I had my pop culture show. And what happened was, unfortunately, through a confluence of events, we ended up at the time we're on, and we didn't want to get there the way we did. But in the 75 to 80 weeks we've been there, for the first 40, I was lost. For the next 15, I was tracking towards respectability. Then for 5, I got totally lost again. You know how that can be, Radioactive. Then for the last maybe 10 episodes of Saving Star Trek, I think I'm finally getting to where I feel like I'm getting there as a moderator, although I may assign being narrator to someone once in a while to see how that goes, just for the fun of it. But I can't tell you how much Sean has brought to the table. He is such a great Star Trek reviewer. He has almost complete recall of all episodes. He remembered the entire plot of all of Enterprise just like by rote when we were discussing it at first. And I was like, because certain stuff, just like, especially like when I didn't see season 4, like the way it was supposed to, it was hard to see and like life was happening. I was like, Spheres, what are you talking about? It's like the only Spheres I knew at that time was like that Britney Spears. She seems like she's pretty unstable, but she's hot. I bet I could get her. And like turns out I could have, right? Because she really is just that unstable. Could you imagine what it must be like having to like to live with Britney Spears?
No, I'm not sure. I want to imagine it be way too.
You know, that just like there's an old saying, like cynical men have said to each other, "Show me a beautiful woman, I'll show you a guy who's tired of fucking her." With Britney Spears, that might actually be true.
Yeah, but you can say that about a lot of those folks in Hollywood.
Well, her thing was that she might have been she was having some kind of crisis. Her and Amanda Bynes are like overlapping with the crises. But Amanda Bynes, no kids. Britney Spears, she's got like 2 children and to help keep quitting and telling the authorities, like, I just saw some stuff, I can't sleep.
Only 2?
It was really bad. I don't want to get too deep into the woods on how terrible it was.
No,
Driving with the kids in her lap and the shaved head, like chain smoking the Marlboro. When you lose parental custody to K-Fed, Kevin Federline, when a court is like, sirs and madams, Kevin Federline is clearly a better parent, and everyone's like, hell yeah, he is. You're in controversial territory. But Sean has helped us bring the Star Trek show to a great place. I thank PDB too, and Dark Helmet at the beginning of the channel way back when. I love Dark Helmet. He has to come back. I've asked, like, Dark Helmet scheduling. Hopefully we'll get him on. I love Dark Helmet.
Don't forget JT.
JT has been great, but Sean right now is one like with the super chat. I gotta thank him for the professionalism he's brought to the show. And if we
that's
had
just
more
like
time,
if you're
to
to use a basketball analogy, Sean is like your power. He's either a power forward or he's the center, right?
I think with Sean, because we both played baseball and because he has the baseball connection, I like to use baseball analogies.
Okay.
So you know what Sean is?
So
Sean is a strong middle reliever, man. It's like if I need him to start, he can go out there and start. He's like really versatile. If my bullpen's messed up, like from the night before, even if he pitched the night before, he can go out there and give me like 4 strong innings no matter what. Like he'll keep it even. And the thing is, the team loves him. Like even when Sean is shot, the thing is the team ERA goes up because the people don't want him to fucking lose. You know what I mean? Like the guys on the bench. Andy Pettit had the highest ERA of anybody to have like 350 wins. He had like a 6 ERA, like a 3.5 ERA or a 4 ERA with all those wins because the Yankees averaged I think he had double-digit run support with that evil Empire Yankee team that one year. But like Andy Pettit averaged the most runs of any starting pitcher like in Yankee history, and it's because his teammates loved him. And like that's what Sean, like I could put him out there in any situation and he's going to be like an all-star. He's going to be a Golden Glover. He's going to get the clutch hit. He's going to get that key strikeout for me. I know that I can put him in anywhere on the diamond and he's going to do a great job. And I know that about all my guys. We have one of the things that I really never backed off of was that we would have the best, most quality Star Trek conversation that you could have, and that if we didn't kill it with the concurrence, we'd kill it later because the show would be evergreen because it would be a great discussion of an episode of Star Trek. And we have had some of the greatest post-show success of anybody in this field. Only we have like routinely gone 500 to 2,000 views on our Enterprise watch parties after the fact. If we finish up with 200, it goes to 1,000. If we finish up with 300 or 400, it goes to 2,000. If we finish up with 60, it could still go to 300. Anytime we hit 30 likes, a supercharger kicks in and the show really starts doing well. And it's all of you and the positivity that you bring to it. So, bring out your likes when you come to the show and help us get the Star Trek message out. These are the people around you. Look around you. We're the ones who move the needle on Star Trek. The most diehard of fans. We move the needle. We didn't accept all this bad Star Trek. And a lot of people turned away in horror. You know what? The worst part about World War I was going back to the front line. Probably not the battle. Radioactive. Could you imagine walking back to those trenches for another couple of weeks after your couple of weeks off? Could you imagine the feeling? And seeing the guys coming back the other way all chewed up and beat up. Oh, sir. Whew. That must have been, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be in a battle ever. But can you imagine how they must have felt walking towards that 2 weeks of conflict that they knew? Is that about how long you can go without sleep? Is that the idea?
No, you can only go about 3 days without sleep.
What about like
Maybe
catching sleep
4.
90 minutes at a time?
You'll start to hallucinate what happens. That's the first thing that happens.
So I'm going to stay up for 4 days then and save a lot of money on drugs. Sean, thank you so much, and thank you for all you've done for Star Trek. I'm going to take that $30 and spend it on pizza. Sir! It's good to see everyone in the chat. It's so hard to type with these hats and the long screen names on the phone. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Exactly. When are they going to get it back to normal?
They're not. You know what? This is the new normal. They're going to try to go, and it's anti-communal.
Why?
I don't know why. They want to be Netflix. They want to be Netflix. They have this business model that makes them billions and billions of dollars, but instead they want to be Netflix. I think the idea is small creators, and here's the thing, it's the really small people that are in danger. Like, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm less in danger, although people with million subs are getting zapped left and right too. I think they want to drive engagement down. I think they don't want us being as communal. I think it's an anti-community move. I think
we know what it's against. We know who they're really fighting, but we won't go there. That's a whole other discussion.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's all the time, right? I was on Doomcocks the other night, and was it Handles? No, it was Handles on Doomcocks last night, too. The thing is that all you have to do is, you do have to do the @ and it sucks, but wasn't that the old way, too? You had to @ them, or they took a step back? What happened? You started typing. Yeah, you had to @ everyone before,
well, you
right?
you had to put the @ in there, if I recall, but that's irrespective
It's
of
funny
that.
how many tens of thousands of times do we do it and we forgot it already, like in days.
But
it's
difficult to know who's who because the handles were better because it was usually people had some sort of catchy mnemonic that you'd remember people by.
This is
and unless
like
you go,
yes.
And unless you go and change it manually to something that you recognize, people have all these obscure ones, or they'll actually have their names in it, and then you don't know who it is because you only know people by their old handles.
That's why, like, it's like some of these radical decisions that these people want to make. I think it's a way to keep us from being able to communicate, and I think it's a way to like reduce like into like community like I just think they're against it. And if anybody was ever a competitor, ever wanted to fucking step up, I mean, now's the time. I mean, please. Like, I look at the quartering when he's on, and he has like 50 different outlets. He also seems to be kind of medicated. I like the quartering.
Don't know. Couldn't say.
I like the quartering, but if you watch the quartering, if you Google tardive dyskinesia, he seems to have it.
Well, as long as he doesn't have woke tardive dyskinesia, that's the key.
Or retardative dyskinesia.
Yeah, or retard. No. Either one. I mean, both are very contagious.
And very controversial, sirs and madams. No,
that's true.
I think he has it because he's probably taking like anti-anxiety pills. Yeah, she couldn't, Susan. Let's catch up with some of these chats. Hells! Am I going to say Sean is Ramiro Mendoza? You are, my name is Ramiro Mendoza. You know, Sean is like, he's Henry Archer. He built the NX-01 that I look at, and it's just such a pleasant sight. The rebuild is got significant differences. It only has intercoolers on the inside of the nacelles rather than on the inside and out. It's got the drive section, and I want to see it in Star Trek United, where if Star Trek returns to the small screen where it belongs, I don't
By
want
Star
to see.
Trek, you mean real Star Trek, not
Real Star
fake,
Trek.
not fake counterfeit stuff.
I don't want to see some fucking streaming show. I don't want it. I've heard about the streaming stuff. I don't want streaming Star Trek.
Insufficient sensor data. Incorrect.
10 fucking grueling hours.
No one wants another streaming show. No one wants another streaming show, okay? Make a series of movies. You were getting really good at it. Make a bunch of 3-episode like movies. Make 90-minute movies. Make one every year. Make 2 every year if you want. Make 1 or 2 every year. And we'll love you for it, Mr. Sussman. That's your sweet spot, sir. Radioactive, am I wrong?
No, not necessarily wrong, but you may not be right. This is a cautionary thing.
We got to approach it.
I
right.
gotta
the thing
say,
is they're restarting this sooner rather than later. We're going to
look.
restart this sooner
I
rather
will
than
be
later.
I will be the skeptic pessimist in the crowd here and just say, once bitten, twice shy.
Listen, you
so to speak.
skeptimist.
Yeah.
You can be you can go be a skeptimist on your time. You're gonna love Star Trek while you're here, sir. Sir,
I will love real Star Trek.
we all love real Star Trek. You know what? There's a mixed bag going on with Paramount buying Warner Brothers. Here's the deal: the leverage they're using to buy it. The criticism is the Saudis will be involved, and I'm going to tell you something about the Saudis. Radioactive. Don't tell anyone this, but I have an issue with the Saudis. You ready?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the motherfuckers.
You do or don't? Oh, you don't.
I don't. No, I don't like the motherfuckers.
Gee, I wonder why.
Because even though I'm not a soldier, I was on a battlefield for a brief time, one day. I think that qualifies that day, right?
I don't know. Did you get a paper cut?
I thank God didn't get hurt at all on 9/11.
Not even a paper cut, huh? How about a hangnail? Well, we're trying to figure out how to get you that Purple Heart, so.
Yeah, right. Like John Kerry.
Well, I mean, like you got to be at least
red hot shell casing hit my hand.
Remember,
sir.
Frank Burns got like a Purple Heart, I think, in MASH. Remember? Didn't he get a Purple Heart?
I think he did get a Purple Heart. I have a heavy heart. You know what? There are people there who deserve it more than deserve a decoration more than I ever could. If I could do anything, I would like to go to Memories Inc. and have that day completely and totally erased from my mind. But I don't like the motherfuckers for what they did, and I don't trust the motherfuckers. But I do have a fondness for the Ellisons, and so what I think is going to happen is the more safe, watered-down movies will have some Saudi money in them. So what we'll do is we'll get family movies, but like. You would think the easiest fit would be Paramount has acquired like a bigger share, or maybe not a share, but like they have set up a deal to distribute Angel films. So David is getting that wider release because Paramount is helping with that, and you would think that would be something that maybe the Saudis wouldn't be so crazy about. You know what I mean? An Old Testament Bible tale. It's like, although they do have some Old Testament, like if you ever seen like their version of the Old Testament, it's very, very different.
I have no doubt. Yeah, let's face it, they have their own view of things.
Rotary phones and push button phones all call the same place, but you know what? Gosh darn it, some people are just going to argue the difference all day long. What are you going to do? We should have Star Trek to bring things together. We will get that ship, Radioactive. We will absolutely get that ship. We'll get the USS Aloha snack bar. Does that make Radioactive Kyle Farnsworth? Ooh, it makes him Alan Trevelyan. Is that how Alan Trevelyan? From GoldenEye? Bond's buddy, Sean Bean.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm just coming up with cool movie characters. The GoldenEye, superior Bond movie. one of the best Bond movies.
That
It
was
a
a pretty
relief
decent
to
Bond
get a
movie.
really good one. We didn't know it was going to happen. We were in free fall for a couple of years after Pierce Brosnan. It was like the longest. After Timothy Dalton, it was the longest delay in Bond movie production that I think they ever had. And then all of a sudden, this movie drops in out of the thin blue air, and it's pretty darn good. And it's got, On a Top and other crazy, funny, crazy
Famke
shit.
Johnson was Howard
Famke Janssen. Famke Janssen. I don't know.
It's Famke, I think. The first.
There's like
Famke.
she has two names that are so subjective, right? Famke works. Famke Janssen sounds like the way that would be, like most likely pronounced. I saw the weirdest movie with her and Elrond where it was like a sex movie and she was like naked a lot, and it was like, so of course I stayed with the movie. But it's like she's like having sex with Red Skull, and like he's got like a weird hairline, and he's like all naked and like doing stuff with Famke Janssen, and I'm like, well, now that I have a kind of a weird hairline, I can still be, I'm okay with them giving Elrond this hot chick, but like the whole thing is like, it's distracting, and the movie's not quite that good, and you're just like, man, it's like Elrond is having sex with Jean Grey. It's so strange, sir. 26 episode seasons are never coming back. I'd settle for 15 episode season on a well-lit ship. That would be great. I think that it's going to be streaming movies would be best if it was like 4-chapter Enterprise stories, because remember, they were doing that already. So 3-4-chapter Enterprise installments only stream for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Don't bloat the stories. Make them good. Give people extra time. The Enterprise people were already writing longer stories. This would be twice as long as anything they did because the Xindi arc keeps coming and going. Although that experience, they have practical experience with season-long arcs. They have the tools to make it work. And they have legacy, original continuity, non-Roddenberry, but perfectly good Star Trek characters. I don't hate any of the Enterprise characters. We make fun of Phlox, but if he was the worst character on Voyager, that show would have worked. Phlox is far superior to Neelix. Phlox is far superior to Kex.
Yeah,
Phlox,
that's a fair
good
assessment.
Phlox is about as good as Mr. Tuvok. Oh my gosh, hey Sean, $5. The Saudis are going to make a war movie about the Crusades and have Patton in it. He was there. I want to thank you, Sean, for when you, first of all, for the generous $5 American Super Chat. You, in fact, are a member of the Q Continuum for tonight's show. I want to thank you. And there's got to be, you know what, because it's Star Trek, let's take a minute and let's have Hoshi say hi to Sean.
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
Do you think Linda Park figured out what she said there?
She does pause, but the thing is, she doesn't care. She's a cool chick. I think the deal is she does figure out what she's saying. She pauses, but I gotta thank Sean from the bottom of my heart for bringing Linda and I together, because he was the one who got that for the channel, and I can never thank him enough. And here's what I'm thinking about doing. You can only do this for the first time once, but let me see what you think. You ready? I take this video that we just watched of Linda Park, and I send it out at Michael Sussman. And I say,
I thought you did that already.
I didn't do it,
Oh, what?
You can only do it for the first time once. I almost did it yesterday, but I wasn't able to find the full version of the video.
Oh,
the
okay.
deal is, I think that I made the video on another device, and I have to watch my own show and clip the video off my own show and re-upload it.
Have the original?
I think the original is just her in the vertical feed. The original is just her in the vertical.
Oh, Sean will figure it out.
He's
listening in. He knows what to do.
No, I have
okay.
the core original one. I want to send the one that I made with all the Enterprise things going on behind it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I want to send the one you just saw.
Well,
on X and be like, you know what? Someone
producer is in the audience. He knows how to handle this for you when he gets a free moment.
I'm thinking it would be awesome to send when the right moment comes, and the right moment's coming between now and the middle of next week. I want to take the intro to the show from Linda Park, and I want to put it in an X, and I want to put it at Michael Sussman, and I want to say like, you've liked my posts, and I love your idea. I wish we could get to know each other better. Here's my best trained communicator to say hello on my behalf.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll work that one out. We'll all like hammer out the text together. We'll make the perfect message, and then we'll send the perfect emissary. I got to imagine he's already seen the show, and he must be like, wow, these guys are fucking serious, right?
Hey, he knows you're serious.
And I hope he knows I'm serious. He knows I'm seriously insane.
So, well, since he may be listening in, you know what we need to do? Maybe we should just say, hey, Teague wants to give you an interview.
I would love to have you on my show. I would love to have you on in the studio or in a taped interview or live, either one. I think that you'll find that my fans are absolutely the most rabid Star Trek fans, and I think you will also find that they're extremely polite and well-modded. We have, and Buddy, as this channel, goes on to a significant milestone at 3,000. Thank you so much. The professionalism really started going up when Buddy became the head mod and made sure that everyone always got thanked. And Sean, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for what you did. And
people don't know how tough Buddy is on all the other wrenches too. That's something people don't realize.
The thing is that the other wrenches are embarrassed to walk on the same side of the street with Buddy because he runs such a tight ship and he's such a great mod.
Well, that's true.
And you know what? He's been totally cool to everybody. And also, like, how many people's mods can you say? Like, we've killed bots together.
The famous Iron Storms. The famous Iron Storms from earlier in this year.
Gavin Blackburn wants to hear from the Carthaginians. You know what? George, sir, the Carthaginians. Can you tell us a little bit about their military tactics, sir?
Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
When they made the biopic of my life when I was Patton, I was really satisfied with George C. Scott's portrayal of me and in my last life. I really do regret some of the things I said right before. The CIA had no other choice. Honestly, I was drinking. But you know what? In this life, I've already outlived myself as Patton, I think. If not, I will soon, which is weird because, like, wow. People used to just age hard. This generation is going to look great, like forever. I'm convinced. Look at Shatner; he still looks great.
Shatner does look great.
Our space uncle, right? Here's
the question: do you think he's going to look as good as, say, Dick Van Dyke at 100, or better?
I can't wait to find out. William Shatner, just eternal and amazing and so cool. On X, fighting and sniping with people every day, but like owning them but never being too much of a dick, but never backing down. He has like He's perfect. He's like the cranky grand. It's like shit my dad says fucking Shatner. Like, it was the perfect person for that show, man. Go back to your chats. Let's see. The channel took another huge leap when when we got British representation. Well, we have northern. Yes, Gavin, you have been great, and it was great to hear your voice in the member stream with that great British accent. And also now, I was on the other day with Trev Retro. We've got that in the community tab. You can see that post. That was a great discussion of the Wrath of Khan.
Now that I think about it, Gavin brings up a good point. Just wait till you get Disparu on your show.
I think maybe I would have a really hard time.
I don't know. You never know.
No, I mean like being composed. I think I would start because I would start fanboying over how well the videos are made and his production value.
We'll just get you
how fast
we'll just get you your
one technical question after another.
We'll just get you whatever vitamins you need to just calm yourself down.
He's Dennis Weaver. It's McLeod. William Shatner was perfect person to cast as Captain James T. Kirk. I think you're right. I also think that the show didn't work with I didn't think it worked with Jeffrey Hunter, not because Jeffrey Hunter's not a good actor, but because it doesn't work with first of all, they dialed the captain's fatigue level 4 to Wrath of Khan in your pilot. You can't have a captain who's sick of having to be the captain of the ship.
He had commander's burnout. I've told you this before.
It made sense. But here's
burnout, and he had maybe some PTSD after what happened on Rigel 7.
I'm all fine with that. But
I think Jeffrey Hunter did a great job for what we got for Pike. Jeffrey Hunter knocked it out of the ballpark.
He gives a great performance. I think he gives a great performance. These are the issues with the writing of Pike. He is burned out and doesn't want to be captain of the Enterprise anymore in the first episode. And that's too rough of a sell for your space fantasy that you want. There's a line in a song. The song is called Song for a Future Generation by the B-52s. And they're naming all these desirable things. And one of them is I want to be the captain of the Enterprise. And, Jeffrey Hunter's character didn't. He was at Wrath of Khan burnout. And stylistically, it was designed to be that way, and you can undo it, but you can't totally make it go away. You can diminish the effect somewhat. He was never going to be William Shatner, and without Shatner, it's just you don't get those great moments. I'm losing my command. I think that every moment that William Shatner is on screen as Captain Kirk in the original series, he's knocking it out of the park. And one of the things
there's no doubt about that, Teague. But to be fair, we never really got to see Jeffrey Hunter outside of 40 minutes. So
there was Star Trek. You didn't see that Star Trek holodeck away mission, the standalone mission. It was where he Captain Pike. I saw some of the movie. There's another Captain Pike movie where he goes in the holodeck and cosplays as Jesus.
Oh, that well,
yes,
he
it's called
was
Star Trek.
Well, there was also
King
the second holodeck episode where he went and he decided he would go to D-Day.
That's true. And then the other holodeck episode where he goes with John Wayne and rescues Natalie Wood from Indians.
And there was a fourth one where he went and played a secret agent.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, not many people know about that one.
Captain Pike is great in the D-Day movie. Do you know where Captain Pike was discovered as an actor, where Jeffrey Hunter was discovered?
No, that I don't know.
U.S. Army Signal Corps. They're like, you're too handsome to fight in war. You have to be in movies. He's in Back to Bataan with what's his face, the pothead, Robert Mitchum.
Ah. So wait a minute. Was he a veteran? Was he an actual veteran? Or are
You
you
know
saying
he was a veteran in the sense that he served in the war during World War II. He volunteered to be in the army, and instead of being sent to serve, the Signal Corps grabbed him and said, "You're too good looking. You have to be in the You have to be in Star Trek. So what we'll do is we'll put you in these army movies. We'll put you. You're going to be in propaganda movies."
interesting?
He's in. Yeah. He was first acting starts in the Signal Corps. I mean, if he had some training before then, I don't know, or if he was in like whatever, like acted in high school. Because the thing is, he's like 39 when he plays Captain Pike, and I think he's like 18 or 19 in like, I think it's Back to the Bataan. We got to look at Jeffrey Hunter's first movie. So, by the way, the drinkers invited on the show. I mean, you don't have to just go on Mr. Brown, Will. George Patton was responsible for saving the Lipizan mares that the Yazidis had stolen and moved to a Czechoslovakian horse breeding farm. Disney made the movie The Miracle of the White Stallions about it. I didn't know that, but I mean, now I want to watch that movie. Is there a Patton character in it? Did they bring back George?
Oh, okay. So here's the real deal. He trained. Had training in radar because he was in the U.S. Navy for roughly a year, but received a medical discharge before seeing combat due to a football injury. Interesting. Okay.
And he just ends up in Signal Corps movies. Remind me to turn off the camera and not the microphone when I walk away from the fucking screen next time.
Oh, all right.
Genius
Sorry about
move
that.
there, Teag, you genius. And now you've all seen my apartment.
See, that's what happens. That's what happens when you're acting as the substitute producer.
Because the real producer me is out. I want you know what? I wonder if that's supposed to be the horse he's riding around on, one of the white ponies he's riding around on at the end of the movie Patton.
Say again.
At the end of the movie Patton, he's riding around in that stable on a horse.
Oh, yes.
By the way, that happened. I don't know if that's where he made the quote that drove his career into another nosedive, but he really did show up for a press conference and ride around on a horse and act like an idiot. Patton was a 15th century man. He was as crazy as could be. And the one thing that everyone should know is he was in the Olympics. Military triathlon. It's not around anymore. They should bring it back. I want the military triathlon back in the Olympics. Think about this. Yes, the Patton character was Robert Taylor. Oh, that would be great. I've got to see it. I've got to see this movie now. I got to see this movie. If any movie about Patton, except the one where he dies. I don't want to see George C. Scott die. You know what? We got to get Campbell Scott to make a Space Patton the movie, because Campbell Scott is George C. Scott's son from Singles.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that shocking? It's always shocking to me when we find out some of these Hollywood connections. Also, listen to this one. I found this one out from Trev Retro. Again, how Trev Retro got 92 concurrents with 1,000 subs is beyond me. I don't expect that kind of success, but hey, 15's great. Welcome, everybody. There are no commercials on the landscape stream. And hello, everybody. And we got them kind of equally divided between each. And let's try to get 30 likes for the landscape stream. It's extremely important. We're up at 10. That's cool. Are you saving your likes for Star Trek? Is that what it is? And let's see how our poll is doing, Radioactive. We got to check out Radioactive. We got to do it. We got to check out the poll. Let me take a look. Radioactive. People were asked, how many subscribers did I have when you joined? Sir, under 500, sir, 50%. This has led to my conclusion that your first 500 subs are the most important core to your YouTube base and that they will be with you forever. And I believe that. 50% of you still with me. Hail to all of you. Hail to you all, you early believers, sticking with me through all my growth. Did you ever think we'd get to this point? Sir, about 2,000, sir. 10%. Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. 10%. They're all wonderful people, 30% of whom have agreed to like the stream and the results. But first of all, I didn't know this, but did you know that the woman who plays Kirk's girlfriend, I guess we'll call her, in Wrath of Khan, did you know that she has a famous offspring?
Let's see. That was, who was that? BB Beach?
BB Bash or Bash?
Beach?
BB Bash or BB Bash. Her daughter, Trev Retro told me, was Samantha Mathis.
Okay, where do I know that name from?
She's in a bunch of movies with Christian Slater, and she's also in Elizabeth the Golden Age. She's in a lot of movies. And I think she's descended from, I think she's Hollywood royalty on both sides. She was like big throughout the whole 90s.
Okay. I'm checking out her photo. Yeah, she looks vaguely familiar.
She's in Broken Arrow with Christian Slater. She's in a lot of Christian Slater movies. You know what? I mean, that's a distinction without a difference. I mean, Starfleet Academy certainly will be as bad or worse than the New York Jets. Although the thing is, like, next year the football fans will come back. This is a destruction, extinction level event. He did not play Patton. He played Colonel Potaski, the head of the Spanish School of Austria, where the Lipizan Stallions perform. Look, I'm going to check out this movie. I've got to see this one. This sounds like an awesome movie. Patton, after the war, went batshit. He started talking about rearming the Germans before they were totally pacified. And talking to them about it, like going out and like getting the Germans fired up, like making fiery political speeches to the Germans. And they're like, sir, this country has already shown a propensity to be a little too receptive to this rhetoric. And he's like, yes, that's why I like it. And he's just like, sir, you found a little too much of your soul here. And he's like, I want to see their old headquarters. I'd like to. It's like, sir, you need to calm down. God, you know.
So you're saying you went a little bit too far in a few places?
I went a bit too far in a few places as Patton, yes. I apologize for my ill-thought-out statements at the end of World War II as Patton, but I'm come back to make up for it now. I'm Patton the White, and I come back to you now. At the turn of the tide, we have brought back the promise of what could be quality Star Trek. The guys making the Star Trek movie are the Spider-Man guys. They've made one movie with Spider-Man that was okay, where they showed that they could work with other people's characters. They're not the No Way Home guys. They're the Homecoming guys. Homecoming was all right. They showed they could work with compromised characters, and they're not going to use our usual heroes. They're going to have new characters, and it's my hope that the movie will be set sometime in the future. Don't try to line the movies up with Star Trek United. If Star Trek United keeps getting big, have a Star Trek United movie. That's all. Just have a Star Trek United movie of its own. If Star Trek United gets so big, people want cinematic movies of it. It's already happened to Star Trek once, right? Twice. I really think that we didn't get a fair shake with Star Trek Enterprise, and we're going to get what we wanted, and we might get it better than we ever expected. Could you imagine a committed Romulan war sequence where we had like a prolonged battle to start the first episode to bring us back to the world of Jonathan Archer and the early days of the Federation? Maybe the Romulans and the early Federation and the Andorians and like some Starfleet vessels, mixing it up, and maybe some Vulcan vessels, and starting to talk about how they need to combine their forces and how they need combined training. Unified equipment.
What do you think about this? What if they had, if Archer's supposed to be the president of the Federation at this point, what if
I don't think he will be when we start.
What?
But yes.
Well, hold on. What if they did it as flashback? In other words, it doesn't make sense for the president of the Federation to be in charge.
Flashbackula?
Well, yeah, but think about this. Hold on. Yeah, flashbackula. So
you could use shots of him reacting to battle and stuff from the original show.
No, not from the original.
Effects.
No, what I'm saying is that they show him.
No, from Enterprise, I mean.
Oh, just give me a second. Let me set this up for you.
It.
So he's president of the Federation, but he's looking back in retrospect at what he did maybe as an admiral by this point. And then that could dovetail into your idea that he's in battle, because it doesn't make sense for him to be in that situation as the president unless he's recollecting what he did in the past.
I think the best idea would be, honestly, intercut that encounter, then have it be mostly external, so it's really dramatic. Pull it forward in time just enough, or use vintage stuff. Jolene Blaylock has shown that she will voice things. Maybe we can get her voice in there, and we'll just double her from behind a little bit. And we will then go forward and see Jonathan Archer in the present day dealing with that one. And then we can see a battle with the Romulans now, from our new point of view captain. There would have to be a new point of view ship.
Unless they de-age him.
You know what? Just harvest the vintage footage and put the money into a great battle sequence. I don't need de-age Bakula. We have enough stuff of him sitting in that chair, looking determined, saying things. He could still do a decent facsimile of his de-age's voice and have him doubled most of the time and use the vintage footage of himself from Enterprise. It's in HD and shot on digital.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in season 4. All of season 4 is shot on digital film or digital files, whatever you want to call it. There is no film anymore.
I would be concerned that they come up with some contrived reason for why he ends up back in the captain's chair as the president of the Federation, which doesn't make any sense to me. But because how else do you bring all these characters back into the fold again after 20 years away?
Well, I mean, here's the good news is we know Mr. Mayweather's not working.
Well,
you know what? Traditionally, actors don't have a ton of job security. I saw Connor Trenier in one episode of NCIS as a bad guy. And he was playing like Commander something in that one too. He was a bad sailor. But yeah, Captain Archer could have a memory of when he encountered these strange ships with the birds of prey on them. T'Pol could tell him the story of the race of the Romulans without connecting them to the Vulcans, saying that, there's a story among my people of a group that have ships like that. We don't know a great deal about them. They're supposed to be a legend, or some other Vulcan character. We would need a new point of view captain. So Trip is dead. So how about using that useless temporal Cold War to bring back Trip?
So it'd be like a retrip?
Yes,
or
exactly.
Tripped again?
It would be like
he tripped again.
It would be like a connecting flight. Yes,
Got
it looks
it.
like I tripped again. I can't believe that we have 3007. Wow, someone else joined the show. We are just, you know what? We have the most amazing crew of Landman and Star Trek fans. And, Star Trek, wow. If they flub the movie, as long as it's not awful.
Now, do we know it's going to be a
awful.
movie? Do we know it's a movie now? Is
There's
that
a
what
movie,
he's pitching?
and the movie is supposedly going to happen by the end of next year.
A
They're pushing
theatrical
hard for
release?
it. Yeah, it's crazy. The thing is, I could believe that if you have the rest of this year and up until March, you could write a decent Star Trek story as long as you weren't absolutely 100% dedicated to the characters. So what you should do is you should test one crew at a time. Put a crew out there. If the movie does well and people like them, if they react well to them, then give them another movie. If there's mixed
let me ask you
reaction,
this. Let me ask, sorry for interrupting you here,
Go
Teague.
ahead.
I'm just curious. Is
yes,
what
speaking of
you are
flashback
hearing?
trip.
If what you're hearing is true, that there are they? Do you know when they're going to try to start principal photography?
No, but I would imagine it'd be done by the end of the year. Principal photography would have to be no later than like midsummer.
So we're okay. So then we're looking at, since
Got about 8 months
the
to write
next
this thing.
Trek convention, big one, I think, or what's left of those things, is in August. So we should expect to see a trailer by August, right?
There'll be a trailer at San Diego Comic-Con where Star Trek United was first brought into the public attention.
So that'd be
they'll
July?
Yeah, I would imagine in October in the New York Comic-Con, we'll probably get a full trailer, and it'll probably drop for Christmas. Because doing it next year already sounds like you're rushing it. I would be much happier if I heard that there is a Star Trek movie coming in
2027.
Yeah, spring 2027, summer 2027. And also, here's the thing. Don't try to make it a huge blockbuster. And also, see Star Trek United. Star Trek's proper home is where it started. There should always be Star Trek on the small screen. And it should be a good show that's about an hour long and is good enough for regular TV. So say we all. And wow, 12 people across the Mars streaming. Is there life on Mars? I'll tell you this, if you come over to the landscape stream, there's never any commercials. But I will be streaming in Mars for the weekday shows to keep our YouTube overlords off our back. But I think I'm going to go back to landscape only for the regular show this week for Star Trek. What do you think, Radioactive? Is it time to go back to landscape only for Star Trek?
Yeah, probably.
I need to make a command decision.
Probably.
That Madman Stark only streams in landscape, and I told him today. I talked to him on the phone. I said to him, "Sir," I got the most incredibly weird phone call. I have to tell you about this, sir. And then we were both spent about 5 minutes in mutual shock. It was that thing I told you before. So we spent about 5 minutes in mutual shock. And I said to him, Sir, it's unbelievable, sir. And then, I explained to him that for the good of the people of YouTube, because he was like, congratulations on 3K, sir. And I'm like, sir, I'm going to have to keep on outdoing you. I'm going to have to get to 4,000 really quick. And he's like, why? I'm nipping at your heels. I'm like, that's Tony, if you get bigger than me, you won't be funny anymore. People need to join my channel, not so much for me, but for Tony. If you don't join my channel, Tony will take his foot off the gas. He'll become complacent. He'll start acting like he's his own DEI hire. If you haven't subbed my channel and you stand for high quality comedy, you need to do that now to keep Tony on his feet also. What, will be destroying the natural order of things. I need to be biggest. Tony needs to have the silver medal. Then, we can fight it out for the bronze. But you know what? Tony is a great colleague and a great friend, and he was on doing his thing. And the thing is, he was getting some flack for counter streaming. I haven't heard the case. I'm not going to, I don't know what to say except that the last time I listened to Tony's show, it was unlike pretty much anything else I ever saw. So topic-wise, unless he's going against your Fallout to Fallout or something like that, I don't know that he really took the comedy variety show thing seriously. He wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. You can like it, you can not like it, but it is a completely thought out vision. It's not some kind of it's not. He's not going off half penis to there. By the way, if you haven't joined the channel, you should, because 30.1 after my name would look even cooler than 3.0. Like, and 5.0 after my name would look even cooler. And when we get to 10,000, well, wow. Can you imagine?
You'll have an entire
Glorious
division.
guys.
You'll have an entire
They'll have an
division at
entire
that point.
division. They'll have no choice but to give me my 4th star.
There you go.
Yeah, when we have 5 legions, 10,000. I have a legion and a half. Like, if I like, I have a counselor's army here of Roman centurions. It's like, set up one of those games.
You
Like,
have an entire legion of your best fans.
an entire legion of the best Star Wars fans awaits. Why does he have that voice tick though in the middle of saying battle station? He has like some sort of apoplectic voice.
Oh
thing.
no,
Like,
he's just being snarky.
The Emperor's like a little high. In the moments that like we're not looking like he's hitting the bong or something, right?
Well, no, actually what it was he didn't get his usual order of a turkey club and a cherry Coke.
Yes. You know what sucks? I bought that and it's bleeped.
What's bleeped?
The
Turkey
cursing
Club?
when the Emperor goes off on Vader on the phone, it's bleeped.
Oh, yeah, but I think that's deliberate. Isn't it?
No. I heard it was completely uncensored. There was a completely uncensored version. It was only modestly bleeped for Cartoon Network, because remember, they were voluntarily following FCC laws. So when they got into it, they were Sean with the Q Continuum, a member for 23 months. I must bid farewell. Congrats again, Admiral, and see you all on Saturday. Thank you, sir, and thank you so much for the generous super chats and for the 23 months of support.
Later,
it's
Sean.
really been something, Sean. Thank you so much, and thanks for Linda. Thank you so much for Linda. 23 months. We have to all decide what kind of crest people will get. Do we go with a landman thing for year 2? Do we go for I don't know. Man, it's so crazy.
Landman is Taylor Sheridan's reimagining of the superhero genre.
Well, we have Landman, Land Pa, Land Boy, Land Wench.
That's right. Land Pa, Land Man, Land Boy, MILF Maid, and Bombshell.
MILF Maid? I can't believe Ali Larder is 49 years old. She still looks kind of younger than that. And the character of Angela is a little older. One of the things that I like about Ali Larder, that I always liked about Ali Larder, is that when cast as a bitch, she really rolls into it. She was a bitch in a couple of different movies I saw. She was a bitch in that Kevin Smith movie. And she's good at it. And she doesn't have any compunction or problems being a bitch. And in this movie, they let her be this horrible, horrible bitch. But she kind of has a little bit of a heart of gold. And she also wears some really revealing clothes. And she has some really nice boobs. So, I mean, she is just stacked MILF Maid. And then Bombshell, just like, Ainsley finally had her one redeeming moment. And between our last 2 episodes, both Cooper and Ainsley have told Landman that they thought that he was that they love him, or in Cooper's case, he said that hell, you're being really too hard on yourself, Dad. I understand that you think you should have done a better job, but from my perspective, and let's face it, mine is the one that counts here. I didn't know no different, and I was real happy to have you as my father, and I was proud of you. Like, you were really okay. How do you put it? I suppose if that was the best you'd done and you're feeling bad about it, you shouldn't, because your best was more than enough for me. Which is a very Cooper thing to say. Cooper has a great deal of gratitude towards everyone.
Yeah, that's about right, I would say. And he's one of the more steady people in the show. He's more even
He has
keel.
one terrible mistake problem, is that he's dating. And
Well,
Sean
yeah,
says
there's
goodnight
that.
To the wonderful Susan Dolan, and he says, "We need to Paul midriff emoji from Mirror Darkly." we have one. We might not have a midriff one. We have a DePaul emoji though. Or did I get rid of? I might have gotten rid of. Some of them were too small. The problem with DePaul was she was too small. Emojis of particular characters, they were just too small. You have to get like basically some kind of like bit strip looking cartoon of the character and represent it like that to get them large enough. Or you have to get something like the Starfleet logo or a barrel of oil or a oil well. That would be if I steal the oil well or the barrel of oil off of Twitter. That should do it for the landman emoji. We will have a landman emoji soon. For now, I guess let the Yellowstone one rip, right? Allie Larder is a beautiful woman with a great figure, yet she's a terrific actress as well. Yeah, no, Allie Larder is a really good actress. She plays a bitch better than she plays like a nice person, and here's why. She is really, 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 really good looking in the face. Like Michelle Randolph is also very good looking in the face, but there's something far more approachable about Michelle Randolph. She might have larger eyes. She's also a much shorter woman. Like Allie Larder's like 5'7" or some shit like that. And Michelle Randolph's like petite, very petite. And Allie Larder just like, she's big. She's in this role. She's big. She's loud. And she's unlike she's been in other roles. But she is so good looking in the face that when she's cruel, and she's good at playing cruel, it's just like, it seems all the more wrong because God was so good to her and put her together so fine. Because she was hot when she was young, too. Before any plastic surgery, back in Heroes, with Zachary Quinto, remember him? La Quinta, Zachary Quinto. He was great in that. They were in that together. And you know what they say, Radioactive, save the cheerleader, save the world.
That's true. If you do save the cheerleader,
hey,
you save the world, right?
The Star Trek news is that the movie is planned to be out by the end of next year. That Star Trek Academy is probably going to mostly air, but we don't yet know the form. I think Paramount Plus has not really been announcing like episode lengths and stuff. We saw what they're planning on doing with the Paul Giamatti character. The idea that his father was the commissioner of baseball. He must be turning over in his grave. You know what? I'm glad that I'm glad that Charlie Hustle didn't live to see the son of the man who kicked him out of baseball, making a fool of himself in Star Trek. Radioactive. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know, Paul Giamatti, he gets that like Academy Award, and it just like now like Star Trek is just like all the people who are terribly woke but only can act just as a character and got like a flukish Academy Award are in Star Trek. Like so Michelle Yeoh.
Well, there's two of them now in Hogwarts. Holly Hunter has an Academy Award too, I believe.
Is it from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, or is it from Raising Arizona?
No, it's neither of those two films. It's another one. I just don't. I saw it the other day, but I don't recall.
It's one of those movies from the people who made Raising Arizona, right? Because she's in all their movies. But like here's the thing: she's a tiny little lady. She's a. Do you know Holly Hunter's like 5 feet? Maybe.
So she basically could play in Game of Thrones opposite Lannister or who is it? Tyrion
Lannister.
Tyrion Lannister, yeah.
Radioactive had the joke in the private chat is the hydrocarbon Avengers. Yeah, that's what we should call the Landman family. Yeah, they are the hydrocarbon Avengers. It's not green energy, you asshole. It's alternative energy. Did they not like read the room well? They threw Angela and Ainsley down a well and under a bus and made them the most completely unlikable characters. And then last week, they redeemed to a degree both of them, started them tracking back to a likable place. Angela didn't do anything too fucked up. She was funny in the car, being a bitch. But what she did for Sam Elliott and Tommy was amazing. That was the right thing to do, to make him go bring Sam Elliott home. That house is so big he could ignore him there too, by the way.
That is true. Yeah, we don't know exactly what. Now, the home that Milfmaid bought was the one she was touring.
He's going to that
with the
house.
realtor, right?
Yeah. Although, you know what? There's a lot of house buying going on. In the next episode, I'm going to say Andy Garcia buys Demi Moore's house.
No, that's probably a good guess. That seems like where they're going.
I wanted
with things.
to make love to my wife in the room where your husband and you used to be together and deliver my hate sauce on her belly. That's the kind of thing I picture Andy Garcia saying.
He's gonna go full Scarface then, basically.
I think that they're going to take that character in both a Scarface and mafioso direction and let him kind of do whatever he wants, because he has kind of a little bit of experience in both kind of thing. And remember, he plays a cop in Internal Affair, where Richard Gere is the bad guy, and we get to see Nancy Travis like naked through most of the movie, and she had a hot body. Remember her?
Who?
Sir. Nancy Travis, oh sir, she's an Internal Affair with Richard Gere.
I'm trying to remember. Did I ever see Internal Affairs? I may not have seen that movie. That might
Richard
be why
Gere
I'm not...
plays an in-uniform L.A. cop. It's right after the Rodney King incident, so L.A. cops weren't that popular. So putting him in uniform really helped. Hey, hello, sir, sir. It's Resolute Germs, sir. Sir, there's a pass if you want to join us, sir. If you'd like to come on, it's the 3,000 sub membership, celebration. Germ, I could never have done it without you, my friend. Your wisdom has helped me forge this 3,000 fleet. I could never have done it without you. You believed in me when very few others did. You had my back through the darkest times, and you know what? And when the sun comes up, Mr. Frodo, it'll shine out all the brighter, because the things they were fighting for really mattered. Like Star Trek. It's like the great stories, Mr. Radioactive, about Captain Kirk and Spock. And the people in them, they wanted to give up too, but they kept on trying. You know what? Honestly, a new crew and a new Star Trek movie in about 13 months. It doesn't sound crazy impossible if it's a limited story. What about if it's a Star Trek story just about a Starfleet ship that goes to a planet, finds an Earth-like civilization, and has to solve a problem that reflects humanity at an earlier point in their development, something not from today? I don't know, racism, say? Man, that might still be too hot button. So technology.
Well, no, not necessarily.
About,
I mean, if you just bring up the fact that, look, he's one color on one side and the other color on the other side.
I'm black on the right side. He's black on the right side. Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly. Okay, I understand, sir. You need to go get some sleep. Please rest up, and we'll see you on Saturday for Star Trek, sir. I also am thinking of going live tomorrow, although there are some British folks going live tomorrow that if I go live, if I can get on with them, it might be fun. Collab Energy is awesome and it works, but also like I can see a lot of people right before that Doomcock hour, and that's when a lot of you are around. Like, let's face it, in this business, you go to where the audience is. People wanted a Star Trek show that happened between 10 and 1 a.m., and we gave it to them. That's what people wanted, and they wanted it on that night at that time. And you know what? We did it. We did it. And then they also wanted me to save Star Trek, and you know what? This is the poster, the first publicity I've seen for Star Trek United. You know what I like about this one, Radioactive? When I look at this picture of Starfleet personnel.
Yes.
And of course, it's supposed to be Iwo Jima.
Letters from Iwo Jima 7.
Not only that, but they're all sirs, sir.
Also a good point.
All sirs, sir. I also think this is a CGI thing that's meant to accompany a magazine article about it, so I don't know if this is Paramount art. This could be someone just, imagining something. Some illustrator could have done this. I don't know how official it is, but you know what? I like that it's all sirs, sir. What do you think, sir?
It's a good start, Teague.
We have I why we have so many of the crew are black. The AI decided that it was easier to have black guys with shaved heads. I don't know. 3 of the 5 people we see are black, and 1 we can't see at all.
Well, that's because their parents weren't Federation senators. So during the Starfleet draft.
Well, 3 of 5 people are black. Is that like a 3/5? No, I don't know. Let's not even go there. But you know what? The good news is all sirs and madams. Oh no. There we are. All sirs and madams for the new Star Trek show. That's too weird. That doesn't work either. Oh, no. You know what, though? Everyone's looking at your avatar because you're right over her woobies. This doesn't work either. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Back to
don't block the Sweeney. Works. Don't block the Sweeney.
Yeah, no, you can only block certain parts of Sydney Sweeney. Otherwise, people get angry. And everybody, I really do have to thank you all. We started 3 years ago with Rings of Power and Star Trek and other stuff, and we still do everything, but we found our groove with the Taylor Sheridan stuff. It's a great difference maker. It makes us different. It's punditry that no one else is doing. Paramount focused. No one else is really Paramount focused. You hear about Disney all day. Well, you know what? Midnight's Edge did a whole show on Paramount and Warner Brothers the other day. The Ellisons are talking about maybe making some old-fashioned fun for the whole family movies. However, we're not so vested into Paramount as reviewers that we're going to greenlight everything they do. If there's some weird movie that has too much Saudi money in it and all of a sudden it's pushing too hard against our things that no one wants a movie pushing a religious agenda for American audiences. Not the one that would come from Saudi Arabia, is what I'm trying to say. No one wants the Saudi Arabian religious perspective. And I think that would come with their money. But maybe there are movies you could make that they would never care about, that they couldn't, that save your money for movies that they might not want to make. Keep them away from Star Trek. But if you want to make some kind of super innocent, candy sweet kids movie, go ahead and let them invest in it because it'll make money. That would seem to be the right way to use the Saudi money. If you want to make total family movies with just traditional families,
I'm trying to think how they would fit into the Star Trek verse. They could do what the original Jem'Hadar did. Do you remember what scene I'm talking about in DS9?
Is it when they kill Loran and take his space crack making machine?
No, it's when the USS Odyssey shows up at the wormhole. Remember that?
No, DS9 is my weakest Star Trek show.
I'm pretty sure it was DS9 and not TNG. I'm pretty sure it had to have been DS9.
Well, TNG has 3 wormhole episodes, but yeah. You're most likely right. Although, you know what, DS9, they have some of the best Foley art in all of Star Trek. They have some great sounds. They have their tricorders sound awesome.
So you don't remember what the Jem'Hadar did to the Odyssey?
No. I think I saw the episode.
Take a wild guess.
Destroyed it. using the Pirates.
Something that's near and dear to your heart that endears you to just look at what I put in the private chat.
Communism?
Close.
It was a bit of a kamikaze mission, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think the kamikaze is safe. Other words, not so much. But you know what? At 2 hours and 19 minutes, we're coming to the end of what I would call an approachable rewatch. Especially if I want to come back tomorrow and see all you wonderful people. So it's been a great 2.5 hour hang. And I want to see, let me take a quick look at the chat. Hey, Touch Rock, it's been a little bit. End of season 2, 3 runabouts in the Odyssey rescue Cisco. Is that what you were referencing, Radioactive?
Yes, it is.
You know,
yes, it is. The Odyssey, let's just say, doesn't make it to the Iliad.
I want to give this one up for the people who made Deep Space Nine. I haven't watched enough of your show. I haven't. I've started watching every episode of Deep Space Nine. Some of them just don't do it for me. I'm serious. Some Deep Space Nine just doesn't do it for me. If it's the child act, they're not child actors, 130. The child cast, call it, the child characters. Those stories are actually usually pretty good. If it starts out with Jake and Nam, I'll watch. If it's Bashir, I stay with it. If it's Bashir and Garrick, I know I'm staying with it. If it's Quark, I go up to the second commercial. Usually his episodes were going good the whole time. There's only 1 or 2 Quark-centered episodes that I don't like. The Odo episodes, if they weren't working by the first commercial, I was out. The Kira Kira episodes, a lot of times I knew after the opening segment, I just didn't want to watch her play house with Gul Dukat again. How many times did we try to ship Kira and Gul Dukat?
I don't remember. I mean, at some point, I was actually way too busy to pay attention to DS9 a lot.
That was my excuse too.
I got to the point
you
where
had a better excuse than me, but I
keep
was
track
busy.
of the show. Well, more busy than most, let's say.
Good night to you, Wallace Lang, and thank you for joining my channel. Thank you to you all for joining my channel. Guys, we've been entertained with the Yellowstone and the 1923 and the 1883 and what with the Landman. It's been a fantastic journey and a lot of fun. And I have all of you to thank for it. At 3,000, I have my resolve has never been stronger. We are a legion and a half of dedicated fans of 2 great franchises. We're going to keep on going forward. The best days of Star Trek are probably always going to be the days of the 90s, but we can have good quality Star Trek again. I mean, to have 2 shows on at once and have them both be pretty damn good, I don't know if that's something you can expect anymore all the time, but to have a movie every few years and a TV show that regularly reappears a couple of episodes a year from Bakula and Friends really would do wonders for the image of Star Trek. And I think it would be great. I think it would be a difference maker for all of us if we could go back and watch that level of quality again and the enjoyment that we all got from those episodes of Star Trek. So I want to thank the Ellisons for finally taking over Paramount, contingent on the firing of Kurtzman. Germ and I said in September 26th of 2024 that we thought that if the Paramount sale went final to the Ellisons, that they had already moved on from Kurtzman and would never keep him, and that he would do terrible Star Trek as sabotage to get the fee from whoever was left in charge. Since then, he has made some terrible shit. Now, he thought Section 31 was good, so we can't account for his taste, because he thought that was going to turn it around, I think. he wouldn't have changed the branding unless he believed it. So I believe that he believed that Section 31 would change his fortunes. It's like, if I just get the Star Trek name off of it, it'll be fine. And that didn't work, and he had to go crawling back to Star Trek, and now it's Starfleet Academy. And this looks like just like one asteroid hill or whatever. I don't fucking care about it.
Well, the good thing is it's not actual Star Trek. That's what you always have to keep in mind.
It comes out
It's counterfeit. It's like counterfeit Trek. It's like, somebody tries to pass a bill and then you shine the black light on it and you realize, oh, wait a minute, it's fluorescing.
It's like meatloaf from the food replicator.
There you go.
Which is not the same.
Or synthahol. It's just not the same.
This is like that fake story that they keep putting out there about the cockroach milk being great. There's no way cockroaches give milk. It's not a true story. It's not a true story. Don't worry. Only mammals give milk. Don't worry about that one. Also, I want to thank, again, every single one of you for joining my channel. I want to thank PDB and Dark Helmet for starting the show with me. I want to thank my buddy Captain Petty, who was my first ever co-host for the Fight Breakdowns. I want to thank Radioactive and Crimlon. I want to thank Captain Fandom Nerd, who was there for all 1923. Appion, if you're out there, I love you, buddy. I know that you're out there somewhere, man, doing your own thing. I know you're out there somewhere, and you're just not going to surface, and that's cool, and I understand why, but I know you're out there, and I hope you're looking in on us once in a while, because we've come a long way. And I want to thank JT and Germ, and I want to thank Sean. I want to thank you, my friend, and again, PDB and Dark Helmet, from back at in the very beginning, and of course Cyrus. Where would we be without Cyrus for all those months? And I love all of you. I love you guys. I love Susan Dolan. I love the Trek reviewer. Wallace Lang, you are awesome. Radioactive, you are my man. Buddy Hepburn, the Tetrarch of Apathy.
RRTNZ, don't forget him.
RRTNZ was not here, but you know what? I got to thank RRTNZ too. He has come on here and been passionate so many times. He speaks for the fans a lot. We get him on here a lot to get the fan point of view. Daniel's Hot Topics. You have been here for so many great shows. Buddy, the professionalism started when we made you head mod. You really changed things. You changed the direction where we're going. Sean of the Q Continuum tonight, thank you so much for your generosity and your support and your friendship and all the great things you've done to help us save Star Trek. Mr. Blackburn, sir. I almost called him Blackie. Gavin Blackburn, sir. It's good to see you. You know what? You have been here for so many of our shows, and I love you all. We're going to have a proper member meetup this month where we have it on the chart for like a foreseeable time to come, and we can get that out of the way and have a great time with it. I said goodnight to Susan. I said goodnight to Gavin. I said goodnight to the Trek reviewer. Who else is out there? Let me see. Scrolling back up. I see the Dead Man was here earlier. That's right. The Dead Man, thank you for everything. The Dead Man, been with us many times and is a great member of the chat. We have, I think that's about it. Wallace, I said goodnight to Wallace Lang. I think, you know what? A lot of people on the vertical stream. John the Beagle Dad was here. Devil6969 was here. I don't know if that's DevMag, but you know what, Devil6969, thank you, sir. Ghost Protocol was good. I agree with that. Lemon Pie, thank you, Lemon Pie, sir. Thank you, Lemon Pie. And as I roll up, and thank you to this duck has been at every show I've done. What a fan! Thank you, StreamYard Duck, sir. Oh God, I am like thank all of you for giving me just about enough to cover all StreamYards for the year this month. It really was totally appreciated. That is one ball busting thing. I promise you, another year of quality content. And you know what? We get to buy new editing software. That's next month's fun time. But you know what? Much more affordable. I thank you all so much. You've been awesome. And Sean made this video. I think I need to play it now. And why? Why am I going to play it?
Because I can.
Here it is.
Incoming Sydney Sweeney video. Set boners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level. Paper towels to standby. Turbo lift door secured and locked. Wives and girlfriend interruption probability at 12%. You may commence masturbatory actions at any time.
Guys, you are the best. I love you all. Thank you so much. Welcome to the future. Teag 3000 is here. In fact, I'm at 007, 3007. What could be luckier than that? Lucky number 7 as I leave you tonight with the beautiful Miss Sydney Sweeney. But first,
We will win. We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
that is still the most inept show of political. The worst optics ever.
You just need that little dub in on there. It says, they won't rest in hell. You just needed that little piece.
Even if you're not partial to their vision, they're supposed to not be completely dysfunctional. It's bad for America. You're supposed to have like a functioning opposition party. They can't be that inept. It's bad for the country. Hey, I see you, Tony. Sir. All right, here she is, Sydney Sweeney. And guys, if you're subbed to my channel, you're not subbed to Tony's. You should sub Tony. And also, it's very important that we keep my channel a few. Thank you, sir. Keep your channel a few. Was it at the end? What, just now? When did you raid? Now? All right. Well, hey, you know what? We have had an incredible time. I don't know about overtime. Let me see. Let's look at the verticals at the landscape stream. You know what? It has been a wild night. Here's what I'm telling you guys. The good news, we'll do a quick recap because we do have a nice amount of people here. We've been cresting up and down to 10 all night, but it's nice to have it again. You know what? We'll recap the good news. Admiral Teag now has 3,000 subscribers. You are watching the largest independent Star Trek review show when we come on Saturdays. The really only known regular landman review show. We have to come up with a name for the people who do the Yellowstone and Taylor Sheridan shows. Are we the Yellowstone heads? Are we the mountain men? I don't know what to call the Paramount reviewers. We're all Paramount reviewers because Star Trek's Paramount too, but I don't know what to call it. But
well, we know what to call Teag. Teag's the man on the Silver Mountain.
I am the admiral on the Silver Mountain.
That's right.
Come down, aspiring. See my phasers a-firing. You know what? Someone's calling my name. I am Admiral Teag again. And you know what? For all of you who just got here, we have the best, most popular Star Trek show every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m., where we will be doing the final chapter of the Soong Augment Saga. This week, it starts with the watch party at Resolute Germs at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will watch the actual episode. Then we review it here, and we will have a good deal of Star Trek news tonight. A good deal of Star Trek news. And it will be a blast, I guarantee you. We will also be doing reacting to the latest Star Trek events. We'll have live updates on everything we know about Star Trek Academy as far as if it's going to happen. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that one. But Star Trek United, things have happened for Star Trek United. It's cleared a couple of major hurdles. We thought that the Mary Trump interview would be really revealing. It was, because he wouldn't talk about politics with her. He went on Trek Culture. Now, Sean Ferrick behaved and did what he was told. This is CBS corporate. He might have had one slight gotcha in there. The thing is, Sussman was fine. The interview is painful to watch because I can't take Ferrick, and he's just like too hyped up and too like shot out of a cannon. If you could load a proud gay man into a cannon and have that cannon be struck by lightning, fired out of that cannon that was struck by lightning would be Sean Ferrick. He is the Star Trek culture guy. He's the Irish guy. He's like, hello, Sean Ferrick here, and I never wear any Star Trek stuff anymore because I was wearing TOS gear because there is no Star Trek gear for Discovery because there isn't. There's no gear for their new shows. No one will buy it. It's terrible cosplay shit that looks like garbage. It goes for
it's not
nothing.
Real Star Trek.
It's not real Star. Well, by making their uniforms closer and closer to the original Star Trek, they might be making a few bucks by fooling some people here and there. But
they're getting
their
better
stuff
at
is not real
counterfeiting.
Star Trek.
They're getting better at counterfeiting. You know, a lot of nations on the other side of the Pacific Ocean got really good at counterfeiting too, and selling those goods over here. But it was still
I appreciate it, Tony. You didn't just try. You succeeded. Hogwarts Academy. We are not going to. Like Sean has said, he wants to watch the first episode. I will only watch that if I get to watch it with my friends. He has to watch it with me. That one seems like it could just be a nightmare.
It's already a nightmare. Did you? Okay, let me ask you this: you saw the trailer, or you saw part of it, and then you just turned away?
I couldn't finish the trailer. It was
okay.
horrible.
So you didn't see the part where they showed the tic-tac-toe tattoo on Giamatti's head?
I did see that because it's at the beginning of another trailer.
I thought that okay.
There's a trailer about. I guess he's the bad guy.
I guess so. I thought it was ironic though that it shows a literal tic-tac-toe board tattooed on his head, and across it is a series of zeros, and that's how he wins, is because I guess he's a big zero. Did you notice that?
The Bionars or something? No.
It's like, it's like tic-tac-toe, so it's X's and O's, and he's got a row of O's with a line through it.
I was literally rapidly blinking as I stared at the screen in almost total disbelief and said to myself, sir, I thought him as Prince John in that terrible Russell Crowe Robin Hood movie was the worst thing I'd ever seen, but here he is. And did they change just everything they were doing? Because the last time we saw Paul Giamatti, I keep calling him by his father's name. The last time we saw Paul Giamatti, he was wearing a Starfleet uniform and whistling the theme song.
Yeah.
He was whistling the theme song, and now we see him again, and he's some kind of evil bad guy. What's going on there?
Who knows how and why they break the fourth wall?
Alien?
No,
they only break the fourth wall now. It's ridiculous.
I think he was like part of a village on SETI Alpha 6, and he's the only one that escaped, right? The idiot escaped, and that's who he's playing. He's playing the village idiot from SETI Alpha 6. Maybe he's maybe he was an augment, but he's really an augnot.
You know what was funny? I did this in my research for going on with Trev Retro, and Trev, again, thank you. On that one, did you know that Blade Runner and Wrath of Khan came out the same week? I'm sorry, the same month.
No, I don't remember that. Did they really?
One was June 4th, one was June 25th.
Wait, they came out the same summer?
Uh-huh. 3 weekends apart.
Wait, are you sure about that? Because I could have sworn
Yeah.
Blade Runner was 81 and not 82.
No, they're both 82.
Wow. See, I did not see Blade Runner in theater on its original showing, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I just Googled again to be absolutely sure. 1982 film. My father was like, fuck that. It's like R-rated violence film for like nudity. No. He's like, sir, you're 12. Because, of course, my father called me sir.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I had promised to play you guys the Sydney Sweeney video. I mean, how do I not do that? So I love you all. And, I mean, certainly you've earned Sydney Sweeney. And you know what? Let's close out our poll. Guys, take the poll. We got 16 votes. How many subscribers did I have when you joined? Sir, under 500, sir. 44% of you. Sir, about 2,000, sir. 12% of you. Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. 6%. And you're all wonderful people. 38% of you just liked the stream and saw the results. It was awesome. Susan, yes. And I saw that last night in what do you call it, in Doomcock's chat. I responded to it. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw that the Admiral is leaving the chat. Thank you. You are so kind to me when I'm there. You make me feel so welcome. And there is nothing as great as talking to my friends in the Doomcock chat when I get a chance to go there. What happens is a lot of Wednesdays I either work, or if I'm not working, I'm cutting video for this channel. So it's kind of like my big work day, but let's close out the poll. You know what? You guys are the greatest. Thank you so much. There will be limited democracy. Our limited democracy has succeeded here on my Star Trek channel. And we have bought peace, security, and 3,000 subscribers to my new empire. All right, guys, this one's for you. But first, I'm going to save you a lot of time. Sorry, General, sir. All right, listen. A lot of you guys have heard of this Star Wars thing, right? I'm going to give you all the Han Solo information in 40 seconds. Here we go. This is called Han Solo, A Life.
Approved. One question. You want to live, Spark?
Yeah, but this time I've got the money. You tell Jabba. Yeah.
Very nice.
I know that laugh.
Yes, anything.
Han Solo, I just want to say, I'll never be as cool as he was in his narrow window of cool, but I'll also never be as big of a loser as he was outside that window. Young Han Solo, total fucking loser. He doesn't even get stormtrooper armor. Then, somewhere along the line, something goes right. He murders people, he deals drugs, and he gets the chick. He's cool as fuck. Then they freeze him, and he's kind of retarded when they unfreeze him. And then he comes back, and it's like a different fucking guy. And JJ's Harrison Ford utilization is terrible. He kills him in Regarding Henry. He kills him in fucking he makes him retarded in Regarding Henry, and he doesn't know how to make him unretarded in Star Wars, and he basically kills him in that too. Freaking disaster. Walks onto that freaking lightsaber like an idiot. And Harrison's trying, and he's acting, and it goes nowhere. And then you see 1923, and he's great. So it's on them. Harrison Ford is great when he plays great, character. Hey, Casey's Creepy Creations, thank you for the $5 American Super Chat. Yes, 3,000 subs, thank you, and God bless you too, Casey. I really super appreciate it. Guys, like Casey's super chat, please. Let's get some thumbs on there, and let's see if we can reply to it. Thank you, sir. I think I could do that. There we go. Use the now I finally figured out how that one to do. Casey, thank you, sir. And you know what? I haven't seen him in a while, but Matt G gave me my first super chat, so thank him. I want to thank him, and I thank everyone, and I want to thank Carla, who was a co-host early on so many times, and I wish everybody the best. And it's time for some Sydney Sweeney as Admiral clears out of here. But you know what? I will be back tomorrow. And everybody, I gave you even a little more time than I thought. What can I tell you? You guys, I get swept up. Hanging out with you guys is just the best. The vertical stream is going away. The landscape stream is the stream of record. And now, with no further ado, here she is. She's Sydney Sweeney. She's hot.
Can I finish?
Doesn't anyone see that this is wrong?
The word decent doesn't apply to me.